Emily had a date.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to get all the drama, all the scoop.
I can't wait.
All the fun and frivolity.
We're going to do that all the way to Hey, Did You See?
That's
We
fine.
want every detail.
Hey, did you see, by the way, coming up around 10:45 this hour? Well, tonight could be the night.
Could be the night, Morales.
And you know what that means? Because
does
we
it
haven't really announced this yet. We waited till L.I.T, Live Imaging Tuesday. If LeBron makes history tonight,
Yes.
he's 36 points away. Tomorrow on 710 ESPN, beginning at 10 a.m., we will start 38,388 non-stop commercial-free seconds of Mega Sports Talk. I know what you're saying, sports fans. What kind of math does that come out to? Well, here's the accounting breakdown. That's 10 hours, 39 minutes, and 48 seconds. Management here has decided to roll that up to 11 hours. So tomorrow or Friday, depending on when it happens, we will be commercial-free from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. And at 7 p.m., after our usual lineup, the Cam Bros will come in for a celebration, a commercial-free celebration.
Slee, are you ready to go through for 3 hours and 12 minutes of no bathroom breaks?
Well, I was going to say,
coffee
I'm the
breaks,
worst one at this
nothing?
probably, so I'm
I
going
brought
to
up your
stop
bathroom
drinking.
breaks on a company call last week.
Mine specifically or ours collectively?
This show
Was
specifically.
Iger on the call?
No, it was the other. It was Good Karma Brands.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're fine. You go,
I didn't-
I'll go. We'll tag team it. You
I didn't
go,
name
I'll
you
go.
guys by name. As I said, that we have a show that loves to do.
But they are from
Commercial
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah, when we're coffee guys.
And there will be live
We know what
imaging.
that means.
There will be fun and frivolity too.
Back to back live imaging days
Well, I'm
potentially.
hoping it. Maybe it's Friday, so I,
I
get a
think
little
it's
bit of
tonight.
rest.
Okay,
I think it's
it's
tonight.
tonight.
I know you don't want this, but I'm just going to throw it out there because anything can happen in life. What if he scored 15 tonight and then 15 on Thursday? Are we in here Sunday
No,
after the
it'll roll
Warriors
to-
game, commercial-free during the Super Bowl?
It'll roll to Monday. It'll roll to Monday.
Okay, we'll roll to Monday.
We planned for that.
By the way, I don't think he's had a game where he's at 15 points in like 24 years,
But
so
here's
I don't think that's going to happen.
Here's the asterisk for Monday,
Okay?
the Monday after the Super Bowl. We have a Lakers game. So technically
Oh, yeah,
then,
that's right.
the old local morning show days will have to start because we'll have to start it early to get the math in.
Okay.
So it could be Travis and Sliwa,
Like at
Emily.
7 a.m.?
We could start at 6.
Oh, I dig that. Let's do it. I'm in. I don't want him to score 15, but
You
now
can do it by yourself for 2 hours.
That's fine. I've done it before.
What
I can
is
do
that?
it again.
I mean, like, you're excited or...
I just don't want to wake up at 4. Or
Oh, that's not.
whatever. I
It's
don't
one
know.
day. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Will I?
You'll muscle through
You don't
it.
want to
Sure
see
you
me
will.
on like 2 hours of sleep.
Now I
would
do.
we go-
Yeah,
we
kind
would go
of.
6 to 115 still? 6 to
I
112?
think we might figure something out for the
Okay.
morning aspect.
right.
We'll see.
Look, if it means that 12 minutes get. Then
I mean,
know
do you
we're-
really think he's going to do 15, 15, 15?
No, he's going to get it tonight.
No, he's not. You said something. You just walked in and you're like, he's got to get it tonight. They're 4 games below 500.
They have to win
They
tonight.
need to win tonight.
They have to win tonight. And the way that they're going to win tonight is by him having a monster night.
They
Because
may get it tonight.
Milwaukee's the next one. So they might not beat
so
Milwaukee.
remember when I was telling this? I said this maybe a week ago. I'm like, you know what would suck is if he gets to like 32 tonight, and then it just stops. So everybody's kind of getting up. They're getting excited, like, oh my gosh, only 4
what if he
points
has
away,
32 with like 6 minutes to go and he can't get a bucket?
and he doesn't get another bucket.
And they take him out of the game?
He's going to try to force it.
And then the Milwaukee ticket prices just
Skyrockets.
Yeah.
Got to play the long game.
By the way, if you're coming to the game, I'll be recording listener audio
It's
of
awesome.
the concourse. So you can come find us in the ESPN LA crew and say, hey, LeBron, congratulations, and we'll put you on the radio tomorrow.
I think we're doing it tomorrow, Slee. I think we're doing it tomorrow.
What
3
kind of-
hours
Yeah, I think so too.
uninterrupted.
I think so
So
too.
you're only allowed in this one bathroom and or water break per hour.
Well, bring a jug.
Who said-
Per hour?
Well, if they
We're
leave,
good
then
1 hour.
No,
fine.
that's good.
That's a piece of cake.
what's going to happen then?
What do you mean? What's going to
I
happen?
mean, that's not
then?
an actual rule, but I'm just saying,
We'll
spitballing.
be fine. We've got the whole thing mapped out. We're
Yeah.
good to go. We are
and,
prepared.
And you're going to be here, so you have our back.
Yeah.
And Taylor and I think we're just going to like reserve 3 minutes per hour for Taylor just to play music because technically it's still commercial free, right?
That's right. I love this.
we
You
could
can
do
play
like
old
a,
LeBron commercials,
I was just
and
going to
that's
say,
commercial free
like a
still.
super cut of LeBron's most famous commercials. We could do that.
We're going to play LeBron's decision, the whole thing.
Have Jim Gray come in for a segment and just recap it.
we actually get less time than we have in any other show because we're just playing long.
Perfect. It
Long
happens
play.
tonight.
All right, Travis and Sliwa, a Tuesday right now.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. It's going to happen tonight, Slee. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I hope that it comes. I was kind of thinking about this. The ultimate way for this thing to go down would be to him hit like a game winner to put him over the number, win the game, put them, catch. I guess they would be tied at that point with OKC for 11th or no 12th. I guess
12th.
They'd be tied for
12th.
12th.
Yeah.
But hey, look, at least it would be fun because I don't know. I don't think it makes a huge difference on how it goes down, but there are better ways than others. Like if he just knocks
Actually,
down.
I've not thought about that.
Yeah,
I've not thought
if
about
he
that.
knocks down a 15-footer in the second quarter, it's awesome, but it's not like if he has a pull-up three with 3, 2, 1, lets it go, splash, game over, we win, record breaker.
Do you know when? Okay, can I tell you something? You know how a lot of these do happen at the free throw
I
line.
know. That's the
Am I right
worst.
or wrong? Doesn't it happen at the free throw line?
So you know the thing we did for social yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And the answer was, I said to him, I said, he's going to do it at the free throw line, and he's going to miss the first one. And then he'll hit the second one. Problem is, I wasn't able to recreate it because I missed both mine on the pop shot. I missed both free throws.
I did a hook shot, missed it, and then the camera went off, and I hit 2 hook shots in a row. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I tried replaying Kareem.
I started making them from the kitchen after the camera went off. I was able to remember
Trick shots,
the old Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, off the rafters.
Was that McDonald's?
It was McDonald's. Yeah, we'll play you for your Big Mac.
That's
that
right.
whole thing, which by the way sounds pretty good right now.
Okay, so just to play off what you just said, I think how he gets it done, when he gets it done. It's just kind of cool to be a part of this. I was thinking about this driving in, and being a part right now, and there's been some different. I could just only speak selfishly, but I'll just say over the last handful of years, you got a chance to see the Lakers beat the Boston Celtics with Kobe and Powell, right? That was here at Crypto. You got a chance to see Kobe drop his 81. I know it was a little bit further.
Were you
behind.
there for that?
I wasn't there for that. No,
Oh,
I wasn't there
okay.
for that. But just like a couple moments that happened just in this handful. Kobe's final game is really the one that I should be mentioning because we were there
That
and we
was
were
amazing.
across the street.
That was
right?
amazing.
Then LeBron comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of those have been, unfortunately you had the bubble season, so a lot of that was happening in Orlando. Since COVID and people are back inside the arena, to be honest with you, it hasn't really been anything.
I know. As you started to say that, it kind of landed. The best LeBron moments came in Orlando. They came in a
ballroom.
In a ballroom with no fans,
Yep.
and quite frankly, the most bizarre set of
And
circumstances
if
that
you
any
have
of us
too
have ever
much
seen.
arc, you might hit the chandelier for the wedding.
It was weird, and it was exciting, but not really
Yeah.
in the way it typically is exciting. It was a championship, but it wasn't something that we got to celebrate with a parade or have everybody standing out on a stage somewhere, jumping up and down, and all of those things inside. I guess that would have been Staples at the time. There was none of that. It was, oh, cool, and we watched it on a Zoom, and we watched the guys, smoke cigars and spray champagne on each other, but we didn't get to enjoy it with them. And this would be the first LeBron moment that is, he's hit big shots and those things, but this moment, a moment where we all get to share it collectively, and we haven't, he's been here, this is his 4th or 5th season.
This is his fifth now, right?
Fifth season as a Laker, and we really haven't had that moment to
playoffs.
enjoy. No playoffs.
Out in the first round. Oh, no.
No, finals.
No playoffs.
Yeah, this
win a
is 5.
championship.
This is 5.
No, yeah.
So this is the moment to celebrate him in
Mm-hmm.
a Laker uniform in front of Laker fans with passing an all-time Laker great.
Yeah.
And we've known it's coming. I keep going back to what you said a few days ago. This is a record of inevitability. This wasn't a will he or won't he. This was a when will he. And now we're here. It could be tonight.
He got asked that question post-game. I don't think it was the last game. I think it was the game before. He said the question was something like, hey, are you getting kind of nervous leading up to this? And he's like, no. And the person was like, can you expand a little bit? He's like, well, if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's going to happen the next day.
Right.
If it doesn't happen the next day, it's going to happen the next day. As in, there's nothing really to be nervous about. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. And I think that's kind of what we were referring to was that it was coming, that it was going to happen. I will say this about maybe this is why I'm so desperate to see the Lakers get in the playoffs, because I think the way we just kind of set it up, where the excitement for Lakers basketball was distant. It wasn't here. You didn't get that when they were, playing, when they were in Orlando, when they won that championship. It wasn't here. And then you've had a couple years where you either didn't make the playoffs or you were out in the first round. I think when they were out in the first round against the Suns, if I'm correct, that was limited fan capacity.
Sounds right.
And Anthony Davis was basically out, so you already knew what the result was. So you just kind of haven't had much to look at inside of that arena other than regular season games where you get excited about it.
So I'm trying to think of a good comparison, and the one that popped into my head first was going into last year's Major League Baseball season, there was a chance that Albert Pujols might get to 700 home runs, but not a very good one, right there, because he's at a certain age and he wasn't going to play every day, and his ability had started to decline significantly to where he wasn't an automatic 25 home run guy a year anymore. He was he'll probably hit you 10 if he gets hot. He could get you 17 or 18, and maybe if he goes hog wild, he'll get you to 20. And so we're getting towards the end of the season, and all of a sudden he got really hot, right? And he starts to close in on it, but there was this question of will he or won't he? He ultimately did. It happened at Dodger Stadium against the Dodgers, but there was this idea of I don't know if he's going to get there or not. Home runs are hard to hit. LeBron James, with his eyes closed, is going to score 15 points a night, and he's going to get tonight. A bad game would be
25.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
A good game would be 40.
Yeah.
Well, that's in the range. We're inside the number where it's going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, then we're almost in guaranteed range the next night.
Against the Bucks.
It's finally here. It's finally here. It's exciting in a different sort of way because it's just been this march, this incredibly consistent, steady march to this number that he's doing 30 points a night in his 20th season is mind-boggling, but here we are.
Well, I remember, now that we just kind of think about it out loud, it was like, hey, he's 531 points away. What are you supposed to do with 531, right?
Nothing.
Okay, they're 472. Okay, is this. Once he started getting into that 100 range, I'm like, damn, this thing's. I can actually tell you, this might happen between this game or that game. That's when you could start
Once
telling.
you got into it could happen within a 2-game range, you knew. Like, even when it was like 60 or even 70 or 80, it wasn't out of the question that he could do it in 2 nights.
Yeah.
He could do 4 back-to-back 40s. He's done it, I don't know how many times, but I'm certain several times in his career he's had back-to-back 40-point games. And here we are, and now it's one 36-point game, and a team you really need to beat, a team waiting for you on the other side that you probably won't beat, has nothing to do with the points record, but it has to do with we don't have a lot of games left. We need to win these. He has to hit the gas.
Can I ask you this question? You think I'm starting to feel it more now as we are talking about the game tonight, that it's going to happen tonight, it's going to happen Thursday. How much different do you think the vibe would have been if they were 7-8 games over 500? And that you're looking at the standings and you're like, hey, they're a 4th seed, they're a 5th seed. You know what? If they win this one, maybe they move up to top 3. How much different do you think that would have been?
Different. But for this, obviously, I honestly, I think makes it a little bit more exciting because it's the thing that we can get super excited about as opposed to knowing the playoffs are still kind of up in the air. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. All right. This is going to make you feel uncomfortable. I need you to look right at me as I do this tease.
Sure.
I had a dream about you last night. Tell you what it is next. It's Travis Lee, 710.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try. Bill.
What a surprise.
How are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy.
You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame.
I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Ball, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. J.B. Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Oh, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson, but the problem is he keeps changing his phone number on me.
A little Bowie. I like that. Travis and Sliwa, I think it is time. You know, coming up Saturday, shouts out to you. Saturday, March 18th. I just want to say on the record, this was not my doing. ESPN LA's inaugural Pickleball Madness tournament is happening in the city of Fountain Valley. Now, of course, the playing spots are sold out.
Yes.
But you can come on out that Saturday, have a party with us, press the flesh. We're going to have the Madness Zone, so we'll have the games out. It's a huge space of fun and frivolity. And we're still planning all the festivities, but it's going to be great. And I believe right now we have, not right now, okay.
Not right now.
Right now?
The great Tommy Lamb is in here, head of the Fun and Games department.
Yes,
I thought
indeed.
we were going to get engraved paddles.
Me too.
Yeah.
So anytime we want to begin that would be good. From the great company One Paddle.
So we're getting hooked up with paddles.
Yeah.
Did you talk to your guy yet? Have you played yet? Have you practiced yet? Are you training yet? All of these questions.
He texted me, when is the tournament? And I have not texted him back. So I have to text him that.
So no across the board.
Across the board right now, no.
Good.
Across the board right now, no.
Thrilled to hear that you're getting ready for the tournament in the right way.
Okay, so no, go back. Yeah, because then we get into, I'll get sidetracked here.
One More Paddle is the company that is putting your names on a paddle. Mm-hmm. And these are good paddles, as we've discussed many times on the show, because Travis is thrifty. The paddles are not cheap.
I'll take thrifty.
No, they're not.
They're not cheap.
No.
And if you want a good paddle, homeboy, homegirl,
Yeah.
you're going to spend some dough. So you guys, this is Travis's dream, as I continue to vamp, because you don't have to buy a paddle now, and you're going to get your name on it. Bam!
Double.
It's going to be right there.
I can't wait.
So you did not buy a paddle. You were borrowing a paddle.
I have
from
borrowed
your buddy?
my friend Brad's pickleball setup. He's got the balls and the paddles, but now that I have my own custom-made paddle,
You're bringing your own paddle.
Brad's
to
paddles can go in the trash. I got my own thing now.
So here we go.
Here
the
it
paddles
is.
are coming in from our friends at One More Paddle, the great Mike Lamb and his partners.
All right, let's do it.
What's going on, gentlemen? How are we?
Outstanding.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Look at that paddle.
man.
no,
I didn't know.
Morales
I didn't know.
customized
I didn't know
paddle?
I was getting a paddle.
Thank you
Look
very
at
much.
this.
Indeed.
What's your paddle say,
Thank you,
Slee?
brother. Mine, for no reason at all, and it has nothing to do with anything, says payback's coming, but it has nothing to do with anything.
Is that targeted at Mason in Ireland?
Well, Mace really has nothing to do with it, so it might be targeted at the other person. Yeah.
And then what does yours say, Trav?
Got a little Go Gauchos action?
Yeah.
Of course, mine has my initial CMM, which we like.
You got nothing for me, Chris?
On Go Gauchos?
Yeah.
By the way, this is awesome. Thank
can
you
you
very
do?
much. This is awesome. So this
These
is
are
real
fantastic.
deal.
Hold on.
Get
Here we go.
those
Let's get these on.
Get those on there.
These are great, guys. So, how much is this going to improve my game? I would say I am a slightly below average pickleballer at the moment, working on my game, trying to get better week by week. How much is
Justin's the expert on
Justin?
So we got Mike and Justin, right?
That's right.
Mike
yes.
and Justin, okay.
I'm the technical guy. So these are game improvement paddles. You're going to have carbon fiber faces with polypropylene cores. So
That's what I told him.
you get
I was
a
trying to
soft
tell him
touch,
that. Yep.
But when you need the power,
A little bit of both. Soft
both.
touch and power.
Yep.
There we go. These are beautiful paddles. One more paddle. Where do we find out about you guys?
You can go to onemorepickleball.com and also find us on Instagram. We'll be posting a competition to win our 2 top-end paddles. They are our Pro Custom. Go to our Instagram at onemorepickleball on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
OneMorePickleball.com. Get your own One More paddle so you can come out and slap it around with us on Saturday, March 18th in the city of Fountain Valley.
Are you playing, Chris?
I think so. Matt Burke, of course, was in our All-Star game.
Yeah.
You got Burke as your partner?
I think so.
Oh,
but I've
that's-
never
you got-
played.
That's good.
And
No,
I've never,
that's a great partner.
So we'll see. We got to practice still.
He's really tall, so I don't know if it's going to be good to get down low, right? Isn't it good to...
Well, we know
for
I
paddle
can
to
get
be-
well if we need you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
If we play, we'll have Genuine on in the background for your entire
We
match.
will have a DJ cranking it up.
Like a play-by-play?
Yeah.
Not yet. Not right
this
now.
Is his, this is his
We
song.
got visitors.
It's kind of his signature song here.
We don't wanna
that's-
scare them
That's one
away.
reason why it's happening. Yeah. So here's my question right over to there.
Yeah.
This is a good start. Right now, so currently, can I get one 3 times the size of this so that nothing gets by me? Is that regulation if I did that?
yeah, rules, but we can make one.
Okay. All right. Are we going by
I don't know.
USDA rules?
We'll figure it out.
I've tried to explain the scoring to Al. Do you have it figured out yet?
All I know is you can't go in the kitchen.
You can't go in the... Well, unless it's on the bounce. If it's on the bounce, you can get into
in
the
the
kitchen.
kitchen.
See? I got a nodding
Yeah.
head over
That's
here.
right,
This
yeah.
is great.
You only score on serve, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
scoring team serves.
And that's as far as I got to.
You
to
get
the
2
points.
serves until you lose your serve, and
Yeah.
then it goes over to the other guy.
Yeah.
But it's a 3-number system. It could be like 2-2-2. It's a weird deal.
Chris, you want a recap of that?
No. ESPN LA's inaugural Pickleball Madness tournament in the city of Fountain Valley, Saturday, March 18th. Come on out and join us. Right now, a live imaging Tuesday continues with Travis and Sliwa as they play pickleball.
Thank you, guys. These are absolutely
Appreciate it, guys.
fantastic.
Thank you. This
I
is
cannot
awesome.
Wait for this
This is
thing
awesome.
to go, Slee. You got it, guys. Thank you so much. You are off air right now. Yeah. Oh,
you
wait,
got
hold
it?
on.
Okay.
Turn his mic back
Yeah.
on.
Can I
Yeah, sit right here.
So it's not fucking.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, you're
We're
on.
still on.
Yeah, we're
You're-
We'll drop that. Just drop that little
It's all right.
portion
Yeah,
right there. We're
you're good. We got that
Got a
covered.
7-second.
Hit
Don't
us
worry,
with
we got
our
7-second
ass,
delay. What do you got
What
there?
do you got?
Have you ever sung the theme song to Showtime at the Apollo when you say Shohei Ohtani's name?
I have not. And I feel like I've disappointed you that I have not sung that song, but I have not.
Have you?
Every time I hear his name. Every single time. And I promise you now that I've said it, you will do it every single time.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
So
I
we
can
got to
do
talk
that.
Angels baseball every day because I want it to come into here. I want you to sing the opening theme from Showtime at the Apollo.
I'll tell you something. Angels are in our notes today, so we might have that happen.
Outstanding. Thank you guys very, very much.
Okay.
Does this needs to juice you to go out and practice a little bit? This needs to be the impetus for you to get back, or not back, get onto the court for the
What do
first
we have?
time.
How much time do we have left?
Well, you got till March, so you got roughly a month.
About a month.
You got a
Okay.
month, give or
All right.
take.
I'm pacing this out
At least
perfectly.
return Belzer's text.
Yeah, I know. Belzer's got a text. At least get his text back. I'll get his text.
Do
back.
you have the scoring figured out yet?
Scoring right now, based on what you told me, I'm more confused than I was before when you told me.
So we're out there playing, and half the time I look at my buddies. I'm like, yeah, what is it? Is it 2-1-2? 2-2-1?
Okay, can I ask you this? You and I are not, it's not like we're Nadal and we know tennis or the back, but we know the scoring for tennis.
Sure.
Right? I still don't understand why they score it the way they do.
You mean like 15 to 30 to 40 to love to deuces, adds ins, adds out, all of those things?
I almost feel like this is, and maybe this is not a similar comp at all, but why not? Why is the scoring just
1-0, 2, 3.
Just do it 1.
Look, here's what I'll tell you. Tennis scoring is like addition and subtraction in math. This pickleball scoring is like trigonometry.
Oh, that's good.
There's like a whole nother level to it along the way.
There's actually somebody there with a dry erase board. Square 4.
This is going to be good. All right, you ready for my my dream?
Oh, yeah.
And so I have decent recollection of my dreams occasionally. I honestly had forgotten completely about it until I saw you. I walked into the other studio where you do your prep, and I saw you. And it just kind of, sometimes you'll see something like, oh, right, I had that thing. I have no context in this other than I had a dream last night. We were here at work, and you told me during a break, not on the air, but that you told me that you were training to become a bodybuilder.
Yeah, that wasn't a dream. That wasn't a dream.
I have no idea.
I'll do
like
11 push-ups right now, no problem.
I have no idea what the context is. I have no idea why that's rattling around in my head.
Okay,
but you said to me, Trav, I got to tell you something. I'm training to become a bodybuilder.
Is there a connection to this, yes or no? Okay. Yesterday, and this is not this. I'm just being honest with you. I lifted yesterday, and I don't always lift.
Okay, maybe you were a little swole.
And I did chest yesterday.
There you go.
Could there be a connection there?
I don't
that
know what
all
else
of
it
a
could
sudden,
be.
at one point, I use a machine that says incline, right? And then you have a dream about me being a bodybuilder. Maybe there's something there.
Not getting in shape, not like lifting weights so you're healthy and strong, but you were going to become
like
a
the fake
bodybuilder.
Tan. Like the fake tan.
Yeah, like Lou Ferrigno, like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm talking about taking steroids and doing it right.
And this
doing
goes
it right
into my date story. So this is a good tease for
before,
next segment.
Before you get into that,
I'm not going to talk about it yet.
But I just love the pickleball. Sliwa's a bodybuilder.
Yep.
Emily's date. Tell me those don't all just connect.
It's our show. It's basically a perfect representation of the things that we cover on any given day. I don't like – so here's the thing that once I realized I had that dream, I started thinking about it a little more like the contextually. I don't like thinking about your physique. I don't like thinking of – like, why am I dreaming about your physique? That's not normal.
You know what it was?
That's not right. Like, that's not my thing. Why is that a thing that I'm dreaming about?
Anytime I have a good point, I'm going to do this. Anytime I have a good point. Just the same thing that Pat Bev does this sometimes, even if the Lakers are down, I'm going to also do that.
And then change the pose. You do one up, one down, so you get the little definition of the triceps.
I want that one.
That means I'd have to actually have definition. So
I want that one
know.
where you put your hands on your hips and you flex your back and you do like the thing where you put your
How about when they're doing
flaps
all
out? What's
legs?
that called? Lats.
What's going on with the legs?
I like where they shake it back and forth and they slap it and then they flex it really quickly.
Cutting that.
Yeah, you should do all of these. I'm going to get you it's not a leotard. It's like a Speedo, right? Don't
they wear Speedos,
yeah.
Yes, the men wear
Can you include with what you're cutting is you saying cutting that?
Absolutely.
I think that's a good... The way he said that, too, I think was
just
good.
telling you, I want you to know that I'm dreaming about your physique on a regular basis.
Cutting that.
Hey, Trav, I had a dream about your physique last night. It's not a question or a statement you thought you'd get.
Let me throw this, and I don't have any of the details of it. But when you said I had a dream about you last night, I think, and this is very vague, you know how you said that something might spark that you had a dream? I think I had a dream last night with Sedano and Cap, but I don't know any of the details. I swear on my life.
Were either of them going to become a bodybuilder?
They're not bodybuilders. But they were in some shape, way, or form part of the dream, and I don't remember any of it.
That's good.
Now, if Mace and Ireland come in and they had a dream about some of the other shows as well, we're full circle.
In the air. Something in the air. I do want to know how Slee being a bodybuilder connects to Emily's date. That's coming up next. It's Trav and Slee, 710.
What's going on, everybody? Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
But I hear Rocky IV music, I think. And that always gets me excited. Travis and Sliwa, a live imaging Tuesday. Thanks to our friends at onemorepickleball.com for providing our pickleball pallets or paddles.
Paddles.
For the big day. More on that coming up. Onemorepickleball.com. Meanwhile, I don't know. I think the Rocky music. See, Taylor's, yesterday when he played Maybe by the Chantels, I spit out my coffee in a good way. I was so excited.
Yep.
He's feeling it these last few days. So I think this is because we need to set up how bodybuilding, right?
Yes.
Ties in with producer Emily's date. Was this date last night?
It was last night.
Can we guess? I think it's as simple as this, right? The man was in incredible shape.
Yeah, but it's that.
He took push-ups after dinner.
No.
Brought creatine to the table.
Okay, so
creatine's good for you.
His only
Just having whey powder inside of his alcohol.
Damn, you get what you want, but I'm going to make a whey
You guys
shake.
got a blender back
Take
there?
a Corona with
protein powder and
Can you bring me a
creatine.
chicken breast, no skin, please?
By the time we're done, she's not going to get a chance to tell her story.
I have gone on dates where men do that. Like, they have brought protein, their own food, and other
Quick question.
stuff.
Have you gone on a second date with somebody that's done that?
Yes.
Okay.
They just go out. He's got his own Tupperware at the restaurant.
One of those big tubs. Like that thing you get at GNC that's like a foot tall and a foot wide.
He brings his own smoothies, plugging it in.
What is he, like Romanowski? Brings the suitcase of his own pills?
Not this person.
Hold on, I need to take this pill right now.
Oh, that's good.
If you don't take it within a 2-minute window, it doesn't work at all. Yeah, I'm on a very strict regimen.
So let's call this person Sam. So Sam and I, we matched on Bumble, and
Now, is that the one where he has to, you have to contact him
I
first?
go first.
Okay.
So like we match, and then I have to
Initiate
start a
it.
conversation, and then he can reply and all that good stuff. So I'm kind of like at a point in time where like I don't really want to chat a lot on these things without meeting someone in person. So I'll chat enough to like suss them out.
By the way, if somebody writes out hello, they're a serial killer,
That's
right?
good. That's not bad. My opening line. Hello.
How are you?
So I, chat for a bit, and then then I say, hey, let's get drinks at this place in Echo Park. And so he was like, it's a bit of a hike for me, but sure, I'll make my way over. And I'm like, okay, great. He's in law school right now, so he is a student still.
All about lifting in law school, bro.
Lifting law. That's what we call it out here.
So I get there first. We're sitting down at the table.
That's your move, by the way. You're always the first one there.
Well,
is that strategic or just coincidence?
That's a good
time.
move, by the way. It's a good move.
I'm on time,
Yeah.
so other people tend to be late.
You don't want to build
So-
anticipation and be fashionably late?
That just stresses me out. And I also like
Where
to-
is he coming from?
He was coming from Northridge.
Okay.
It's not horrific.
So it's not the worst, but it is more of a hike than I had to do. So, I chose the place, and so when I sat down and I was like, oh, I'm in, like I sat at the door and whatever. So that he sat down, and we talked for like 10 minutes, and this is not going well. His only hobby.
What'd you talk about?
So his only hobby.
Hey, I love
outside
Pandora. How about you, Emily?
That's where she blew it
Commercial-free.
off. That's where she blew it off.
His only hobby outside of school is going to the CrossFit gym and
Ooh.
weightlifting, and that's all he
You
wanted
know
to
what
talk about.
rule 1 about CrossFit is? Always talk about CrossFit.
Right.
That's all they do.
Exactly.
That's right.
And so I was like, okay.
He's just doing burpees right in the
Wall balls. Hey, I'm going to go over to see put my protein powder aside and go do a set of wall balls really quick.
Right. And he's like, he is
that way.
The kettlebell swings.
Can you imagine a kettlebell backpack he shows up with?
Shows up with the weighted vest. It's just pouring sweat as he sits down at the table.
he was late because he was working out and he was coming from his workout.
How late?
But it was 5 minutes. It wasn't like it was crazy late. It's like that's a very reasonable amount of time to be late in Los Angeles. But obviously he had showered and everything. It wasn't like he came straight from the gym, but he was late because of it. And yeah, all he talked about was CrossFit. He is in law school, but he's not studying something interesting. He's he wants to be, He's kind of like a very simple lawyer. It's not like it's like, oh, I'm gonna go fight for the little guy. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Does he do a state law, or what are we talking
It
about?
was like-
So he's fighting for the big guy. He's
No,
fighting.
a state law, isn't that the one where you die and all they do is read wills? I think that's like the most boring one that there is to do.
Yeah, it has something to do with like contracts or something like that.
Oh, so
that's
he's
what
in
he was working-
contract law.
Yes.
How
Okay.
long did you guys hang out for?
So the thing is, 10 minutes in, I had fired all my questions. I had asked the questions that are like the things that I want to get to, and there was they would give one answer and then like not ask me, or like it was very one.
Was he not hitting you with questions?
No, not really.
I like that move.
So it's 10 minutes in, and I have one drink. He's not drinking, and all he wanted
Well,
was
Emily, obviously
Well,
not. He's a
he can't. I mean, he got
CrossFitter.
CrossFit tomorrow.
That's empty calories.
The hell's going
CrossFitters
on
don't do
here?
empty calories.
And he got a burger because of obviously protein, but he did have bread on the burger, so don't worry about that. So he had some carbs. But anyway, so like we're talking 10 minutes in, I am like, his favorite movie is White Chicks, and he's 25. He is also
It's an odd choice.
I mean, it's a good movie, though.
It's an odd choice for
Is
a
he
25-year-old
available?
lawyer.
Hey, is he available tomorrow for Ashley? I'm interested.
his
It's a commercial-free day, potentially. We got a lot of
we
time.
could
to fill.
have a half an hour of Ask
His-
Sleep. We could have everybody in.
his favorite show is the 911 show on Fox. Like he's the one person
So
watching
not
that
Reno
show.
911.
So
No.
this is a non-starter for you,
911
though.
on
If
Fox.
there's not not exactly lined up, but a
Yeah.
passion for television and film, this is a deal breaker
There's-
in your world.
Okay, it's more that like they have to have an opinion about something. I can't just be very like simple. I guess
What
like
if the answer was, I don't really watch a lot of TV?
Loser.
then I'm like, okay, well that it means something to me. It's something that I talk about a lot, and so if it's something that's really important to me, it's more like I'm like I can talk about a lot of things, but it's kind of I like to have this part of my life. So like they, it was just like a lot of, and he had never even heard of Game of Thrones. Not even that he didn't watch Game of
Sounds like a
Thrones,
good guy to
that
me.
he hadn't heard of Game of Thrones. He hadn't heard of The Last of Us, and I'm like, okay, so clearly you're not online, which is also interesting. He doesn't listen to a lot of music, and I'm just like, so what do you do with all of your time?
Lift, bro.
Clearly lift. And I was like, oh, well, so you have like nieces and nephews and stuff, like hang out with them. I'm like, yeah. It was always like there was nothing more there. And so
No substance.
about 10 minutes in, I went to leave. I said to myself, I need to stay as long as his drive to get here was. I was like, if his drive to get here was 40 minutes, I'm going to at least stay in the state for 40 minutes before I kind of wrap things up.
What's the rule? Like if it's a blind date, like a Bumble date or whatever, and you're 10 minutes in and there's no connection, I'm uninterested in you, you're uninterested in me. Isn't it just, you know what, we're good, right? See you later.
I don't think so. I think there's no interest. There's no pressure here. Let's enjoy dinner, have a drink, and call it a night.
With somebody
But
you
how
have
can
no
you-
interest in talking
How can
to?
you enjoy dinner
Yeah,
with
but how-
someone you can't talk to?
Yeah, I'm with
I have
Emily.
nothing to say.
But
to
here's the thing: aren't you already committed to dinner? Like, what
No,
are you gonna do? Just
that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
not committed
Yeah,
to dinner.
that
I was-
what you just said. That like
Yeah.
you know what? I know we agreed to dinner, but I'm not feeling this. It doesn't look like you're feeling this. Should we just call this a night and bounce?
It was also
Why
like
not?
drinks and apps. It wasn't like sit down courses dinner.
Yeah.
It was like drinks and apps where you can come and go. We picked on some like
So,
French
are
fries.
you guys gonna hang out February 14th?
Definitely not. And it's just there's so and I paid because I was the one who asked for the date, and it was like the farther thing, so it was like $30. It wasn't like I was breaking the bank at this place, but I called the check and I was like, yeah, let's get this going. It was
So you
40
got about
minutes in.
40 minutes? Okay.
I did 40 minutes and then I
Was
I
there
bounced.
a text exchange after
Nope.
you had departed each other's company?
Not a chance.
Did you
Nothing.
text him this morning? Good morning.
And I think it was incredibly
Hello.
mutual
Did you text him good night?
Just in the morning. Hello.
because
It's a video. Hello.
It's like a cameo. Just hello.
and then I sent him some sort of apocalypse video too. But yeah, no, it's like it was more of a thing where like there's some things for me that
I like
think-
him. I mean,
What was his name? Oh, Sam was his name.
seems like a good guy to be.
I can talk to a brick wall a lot of the times, but when the brick wall isn't
Not if
participating
the
back
brick
to
wall
me.
doesn't watch TV. You can't.
But like not watching anything. And then I was trying to engage. They had talked about this one movie that last movie they saw was Don't Worry, Darling, which is like that movie with Harry Styles in it. And I was like, oh, did you like the movie? And like we were talking about it, and like they had like no opinion about the movie. They were just like, oh, it was a fun little movie. And I was like, okay, it's like, well, what did you think about the ending? What did you think? Like, it's fine. I was like, that's just the stuff that I can't do.
Taylor, your thoughts?
Hello.
I can be judgy. It's fine, and
You
I
don't
know that.
say.
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
we're all judgy people.
We all are. No, look, I've told you, one of my favorite things to do is to hate things. It brings me a tremendous amount of pleasure to root against things.
What's your passion hating things?
Yes. I mean, it's not the only thing I care about, but it's something that I care about.
That actually is the most interesting. If you're on a date, how quick you get out of it if you want to get out. That's
especially if you're getting it back that the other person's kind of not into it either. It's
But
like, save everybody that extra hour and go home.
Trying to eat dinner. Trying to at least have dinner.
I would walk out, but we've reached the end of this segment.
Walk out. Look, live
But here's the
imaging
thing.
closeouts.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. Tomorrow, we could be commercial free.
Yes.
You know why? Because if LeBron makes history tonight, coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Slee. Tip-off at 7 p.m. Lakers Thunder. If it happens tonight, tomorrow, 710 ESPN will give you 38,388. You get the math? You get why we're doing that number?
Yeah.
Okay. Non-stop commercial-free segments of Mega Sports Talk, which means, let me do the math for you.
Yep.
We will be commercial-free tomorrow from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. to celebrate the King making history.
So if Braun breaks the record or Dennis Schroeder gets 8 assists, either one of those.
Hey,
will
did you
trigger
see
tomorrow.
what producer Taylor is coming up in minutes?
If you are injured in an accident, it's not funny.
Travis and Sliwa, and it's time for the segment we do around this time, 10:40 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Hey, did you see that sky today?
Did you guys see that?
Basically, the days we don't do Ask Slee, we do this thing. It's called Hey, Did You See?
Did you see that? I saw it, I did it.
Did you see the memo about this?
I mean, I'm excited. You can tell by my read. Hey, did you see? Did you happen to see? It's time for Hey, Did You See?
Hey, man, did you touch my drum set?
Have you read this?
Right now on Travis and Sliwa.
Speaking of Hey, did you see me just drop that little drop shot right in front of Slee here in the studio with my new paddle from onemorepickleball.com?
It's like I was expecting a fastball, and you just came change up.
What's the score?
I swung way too.
I dropped the.
We don't know.
No, I do.
We don't know.
You served, so it would be 0-0-2.
0-0-2.
That's the score. See, Al, stick with me. I got you covered.
Hey, did you see the score?
Can I borrow your paddle for the tournament?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Got you.
All right, guys. So for Hey, Did You See today, I'm going to switch the format up a little and just do it based off what happened to me this weekend, past weekend here. So on Saturday, I went on another date with Alt Girl. We drove to San Pedro.
Okay.
And we went to a curiosity shop there. We got a sandwich at Busy Bee. We ate at the beach. But before we met up, she asked me if it's all right if she brought Ginny with her. And Ginny is her pit bull. So how would you feel, Slee, if your date brought their pit bull on the second date?
All right. In all honesty, I think second date a little too soon there. I think, maybe a little bit further down the road. Maybe if, hey, you're coming to my pad because you're coming to my house. I got the dog there. Can we do something? We can take the dog out. Something along those lines. That probably a little bit more comfortable than bringing Ginny.
Ginny, yeah.
Okay. A little too soon for me.
Ginny Weasley in Harry Potter?
No idea, actually.
Okay.
A little too soon for me.
How long was the date, Taylor?
4 or 5 hours, but
they got a little connection going here.
Yeah.
I
I
so
kind of
too.
like what's going on there.
I like Alt Girl as her title too.
Alt Girl,
that's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot.
I know you would hate this, Trav.
It's not my favorite thing. I'll start right there. But you said you went to the curiosity shop.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's kind of like an antique shop. It had like taxidermy stuff in there. It had
Okay, we're on brand so far.
Creepy dolls, that sort of thing. She bought a
Okay.
creepy doll. Looked like it OD'd or something, like this little blue faced doll.
Just so I have my mental picture here, we've got a book of medieval surgeries,
A pit bull.
a doll that looks like it had died,
Yeah.
and a pit bull. I got
Pit bull's okay.
I've
You're
got
fine.
Lines
the
up, Ginny.
picture down.
Pitbull's
pretty
super
good.
well behaved though.
No,
Like, just
Pitbull's
chilling
are-
in the truck. Wasn't
Get a bad rap there.
Have you been to her domicile? Have you seen the other things that she has in her home?
She sent me photos.
Trying to find the
Okay.
curiosity
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah, so I
It's
think
called Winthrop Gallery. Shout out to them. Nice little place, good prices.
The dog on the second date is aggressive. Not because of the breed necessarily. It's just that I'm still trying to get to know you.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be you tending to your pet while
Like I
we're
could
trying
see
to get to know
her
each
taking
other.
whatever food you had and feeding it to him and say he's really hungry.
But I think you can tell a lot about a person about how they take care of their animal. I think it is a peek into that person as a
And, yeah.
protector and stuff like that. And also the length of the date is a big deal. So that clearly she cares about her dog enough. She doesn't want to leave her dog for a long period of time. And so it's kind of, I don't know. It's a
Good
good
analysis
it's a good,
there.
And
Uh,
on her end too, I think maybe she wanted to see how the dog would react to me.
Yeah.
If the dog's important to her, dogs can kind of snuff out,
Yep. He attacked
Creeps.
you right away.
creeps. Yeah.
He
I
saw him a
hope that's
mile
a third
away
date.
and just started sprinting at him.
Don't have a third date planned yet, but here next up.
Was this a I don't think so kind of moment, or you just haven't planned it yet?
Just haven't planned it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's some chemistry there.
Yeah, we're gonna see what
Very
happens.
similar to the chemistry and the sparks last night with Emily
Right.
and Sam.
Sam. Indeed.
So on Saturday night, I went to Ballast Point in Long Beach to celebrate a friend's birthday.
Good
She
spot.
and her boyfriend, who I'm also close with, they just had a baby. So when we finished eating, we were all just kind of waiting at the entrance before we left to go to their house in Huntington. And the new dad, he heard some music at the bar. So they're playing Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Southern Cross. I don't know if you knew that song, but he started singing it just at the top of his lungs. And pretty soon the whole bar joined in with him. He's got kind of like a magnetic personality. So I'm wondering, Trav, do you have a friend that can dominate a whole room with their wild personality?
Yes, I do, and it is it's really remarkable to see in action because they're not even trying to do it. It just happens because of their magnetism, like you're talking about. That I have a buddy who is handsome, but not extraordinarily. He doesn't look like George Clooney, but he's a handsome guy. He's in good shape. He walks into a place, and within 10 minutes, he's got a gaggle of people around him, whether he's trying to do it or not, and he is incredibly popular with women. And every time we go do something, he is the center of attention, and 9 out of 10 times, he's not trying to be. So, yes, I think you need a guy like that in your group because it brings energy to your group, especially if you're not the person that typically brings the energy.
So I have a buddy who's similar, but I think with opposite reasons. 9 out of 10 times you said he's not trying to do it. This friend, 9 out of 10 times, he's trying to do it. He wants the attention. He's looking for the attention. But he's also good at, you got a good personality. He will be the guy that says, you know what, I'm buying shots for everybody. He's that guy. Where I'm looking at the math and saying, well, if we run the numbers here, I don't think that's going to work. But I do have a buddy that does that, but different from yours, where it might be just the most natural thing. I think for him, it's more he's forcing it a little bit.
So I have a friend who, her name is Hannah, and she doesn't live in California, so this is kind of college Hannah, and when I've gone back to the East Coast and seen her, she is like, have you guys watched How I Met Your Mother? So there's this scale called the Crazy Hot Scale. So Hannah is the perfect peak of the Crazy Hot Scale. So has crazy stories. She's like such an interesting person. She will get on tables and dance. She will do all these like fun, but it's a fun energy. It's not like she's crazy because she's doing this stuff, but she is the party when she goes someplace, and it's really fun to be around her. But it's also like, okay, I can do a Saturday night with Hannah. I don't know if I'm going to do Monday evening nice dinner with Hannah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of her vibe.
We all have that friend. So Friday, I booked myself a solo gig. I'm playing at Hudson House in Redondo on the 16th of this month.
Congrats.
And it's been 6 months since I did a last solo gig, but I made it my goal this year to kind of keep doing things that make me uncomfortable. So, Slee, is there anything that you consistently do that makes you uncomfortable, but as soon as it's over, you feel on top of the world? The show every day, maybe?
It's because I do it every day. It's no longer uncomfortable. Something I do every day. Man, that's a good question.
It doesn't have to be every day. You can do it, from time to time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The thing I would say is, when you're avoiding a conversation or you're avoiding maybe conflict, like it's going to lead to conflict, but it's good, it's healthy, you should do it. And once you do it, there's a book out there. It's like the first 90 seconds. It's basically all it takes is 90 seconds for you to get into that conversation, and then it doesn't matter after that. It's just that initial 90 seconds. For me, it's probably something that you don't want to have conflict with somebody, even though you think it would be a beneficial conversation. When you do it, then you kind of look back like, well, why the hell didn't I just do that 2 months ago or whatever the case is? So that's one.
So for me, it's both a physical discomfort as well as a mental discomfort, but it is
stretching. Also,
the unbelievable moment when you're done. It's like you're not far off, by the way. It's like vigorous exercise, honestly. It is not just like going for a walk, which even as a fat ass like me, I can go walk all day and it's not going to kill me. But when you go do something that is genuinely physically strenuous, I'm worried about it because I'm afraid I'm going to not only, but embarrass myself. I'm terribly out of shape. I don't want to get embarrassed. I don't want to do that and have somebody see and go, look at that pig. I worry about that, right? But the second you're done, it feels
easy on
amazing.
Look at me.
It's gross. It's gross. And
you're
overreacting. No,
there.
I'm not. I've seen the way that people look. But the second you're done, you're like, that was awesome. I need to do that more often. I just never do.
So for me, it has to do with, one is therapy. So I see a therapist, and it always is ripping off a Band-Aid and talking about things you don't want to talk about with other people, but then you feel so much better afterwards, and it's great. And then the other one is like going to a restaurant or going to a bar alone, and it's because it's like, I know you love it, but it's like it's something that's kind of hard for me to do, but it's like I have to come to a place where like I shouldn't wait on people to have experiences. Like, I don't have to wait for a friend to be available. I don't have to wait for my flaky people in my life to be there. I can just go and treat myself,
big.
And it's fun.
That's big. If you can just do that and say, yeah, screw it. Somebody coming, not coming, I'm going. That's a good approach.
By the way, you had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a really good weekend.
You had a good weekend.
That's just Friday and Saturday too.
You had a dog date. You had a dead doll. You booked a gig. Like there's a lot going on. You got down to Ballast Point. That's a pretty good weekend for Taylor right there.
As good of a weekend as you had.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
pretty close.
we both got to do what we like to do, and that's the definition of that good weekend. Dodgers' schedule just got a lot harder. It's coming up next. It's Travis Lee.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is no mistake. There's no mistake.
There's
Mistake. The mistake. Come on. Seriously.
Well, that's right here. It says mistake. Okay.
There's a mistake.
No! I'm an idiot. No, I cannot find
Something here?
Double the.
Son of
I don't see it, no. There's a mistake on this page?
Yeah.
Oh, there's two thus.
There you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You beat Slee.
Yeah.
No, I can't find a mistake.
Look at the words.
Can you?
Still don't see it?
Find the. Yeah, there's two thus.
You find the mistake.
God, I feel dumb.
Oh, DD?
Yeah, you
It's
got
double DD. Am I the only one that got it?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
It's Live Imaging Tuesday. I'm Travis. Okay.
Sorry. I just needed it in front of me. I'm trying to get ready. Sorry.
Today's
That's
so
my bad.
chaotic.
It
What's
has been
going
a
on?
chaotic day, Producer Taylor. It
Sorry
has been
about that.
chaotic. Anyway, like I was saying, Live Imaging Tuesday on Travis and Sliwa. Welcome back, Slee.
Thank you, buddy.
By the way, tonight history could be made. LeBron on the court. Lakers Thunder coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. Hear every moment of history on your flagship radio station of the Lakers, 710 ESPN, which means tomorrow. If LeBron breaks history tonight or Thursday night, the next day we will be commercial-free to celebrate the king right here on 710 ESPN. So tomorrow, potentially, we will give you 38,388 seconds of nonstop.
How does that measure out, Chris? Like, if you're going to do the math, how does that track?
10 hours, 39 minutes, and 48 seconds, which means we will round up to 11 hours, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow. So be with us. Meanwhile, Steve Mason will be part of that coverage. And Steve Mason has decided to post a tweet, okay, that directs us with the link to his Instagram account. Not a bit.ly or anything like that, just a full link. And when you get to Steve Mason, at Venice Mace, Mace is now in the blogging on Instagram business. Which, I mean, that's hot, right, Producer Emily? People blogging on their Instagram posts?
Something that everybody does.
If you want a high school-like essay about LeBron, go to @Venice Mace on Instagram and read his essay. And I can't wait for us to all just torture Mace about this post today. The tagline at the very end of the essay is, quote, "I'm going to start doing a little blogging on Insta." That is what everyone's been waiting for, Mace. A little blogging.
On Insta.
On Insta.
Well, you threw up some photos over the weekend.
Yeah, what do you
so
need to know?
You should start blogging as
No,
well.
my level of influencer is just my image, just directs people in certain places.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So I have some sort of app that takes an Instagram post, shoots it to Twitter, not with a link, but an actual, it makes it pop up.
A post.
A real post.
Yeah.
And it shoots it to Facebook.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to ask him.
Do you have this same thing, or
I think
are you
so.
manually posting on each platform? Because it was
I can
odd
answer this for him.
that you posted
No,
on
I-
Instagram, then Facebook, then Twitter.
I didn't post on Facebook. I don't even.
No, it was on Facebook.
Was it really?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea. This is hand to God truth. I have not gone to my Facebook account in years. I didn't even know that I could do such a thing.
Well, I would love to know how it all happened, because for you, I was shocked by back-to-back Instagramming, IGing, or Instaing, as Venice Mace would say.
I was Instaing on
You were
Saturday.
gramming.
I was Instaing on Saturday, and I did the picture, and when you go to hit post, it says that little blue toggle thing.
The toggle, yeah.
You can put it to Twitter as well. And I'm like, yeah, that saves me a step. So I just tapped it, and it did it.
Okay.
And it shows up as a link, and it doesn't show up as the photo, so
That's
it does
fine.
not
on Twitter,
get your
so we
got
to get you the app. But on Facebook, again, I'm interested.
I'm not worried about Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook's worried about you because you clearly
I
posted on both.
guess so. No, I don't think. I don't know.
Why were you inspired to post so much?
Because I'm an influencer. Did you not see David Spade like my tweet from a couple of weeks ago?
After years of me bothering you about this, one random weekend.
Chris, you know me as well as anybody does.
The more you push, the less he's going to do.
By the way, that crew
In his own time.
from the Clash on Sunday night,
Yeah.
that crew was the crew at Travis's house when he had
Including
Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah, except I guess now I know how the crew feels. This crew, because I guess my
stop.
invite got missed.
You wouldn't have come. I invite you to things. You
He
never
would come. He's not far from you.
Yeah, you'd have to pick me up, but
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Although you could have trained it to the Clash. It was great.
But-
Would you, Chris? Let me extend you an invitation right now
For next year's
to
Clash?
the 2024 Clash. I plan.
Are
on
you
being
going again?
100%. I'm going again.
Damn, it's 3 years in a row.
It's a really fun event. Would you like to join us?
your seats actually look better than Keyshawn's seats.
They're great. You want to be because you can see the whole track. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Great seats.
Yeah.
Great seats.
I'll be
would you
there.
like to come?
I would.
Good. You are in. Now our head count is 6. Alan, would you like to come?
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I'll get back to you
Emily,
on
would
that
you
one.
like to come?
Sure, I'll come.
All right. 7. Taylor.
I'll be there. Yeah.
8. There we go. We got a group. We got
Everybody
it.
but
I'm an
Alan.
odd number.
I only got 8.
I
I only got 8. You're out.
You
Taylor,
can't, you can't buy 9 tickets.
Taylor, let's be sure to pull this audio for next year at this time when he's like, "Oh, guys, I forgot."
Only could get 5.
Right.
Travis and Sliwa, a live Imaging Tuesday continues now.
Back to the Mace's post, I would encourage a Substack, and then you have a little brief thing. Okay, here's my link to my Substack, and then you can write about all you want. Because I'm not reading past the first 2 paragraphs. After that, I'm like, and then I'm off.
Be sure to tell him that today during Supercross.
I will,
Talk.
I'm
We're
sure.
going to open with that.
I know.
All right, Travis and Sliwa continues now.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, that's a long post. I mean, it's lengthy. I thought the whole idea of these little social media things is quick, short. Cool picture, little line, description, keep it moving.
Have we not trained ourselves? Even now, like videos. If videos are, I'll just use that example. YouTube will have the shorts, right? The short. Okay, those are 10, 15 seconds. I'm almost training myself now to have that. My attention span is literally 15 seconds now.
Do you do the thing where you'll see, like, on your newsfeed, you'll see a story that looks interesting. You'll click it. You'll open it. And you do that thing where you kind of swipe up to see how far it is. It's like, oh, no, that's way too long.
Yes.
And then you're just out. Before you read the
I know.
headline, like, I'm interested in this as
I
a
know.
topic.
I know.
But that looks like that might take 10 minutes to read. I'm out.
The hell
Or like a
happened?
Notes app thing too. Some people do like they'll do a screenshot of their Notes app and their apology or whatever else. It's just like, I don't know. It's an odd platform.
Did I tell you that I got you hooked up for Friday? That we're gonna take your pad thai game to the next level?
You did. You told me your boy is coming on. Now I'm in a little pickle here, so we'll have to see when Braun breaks the record here.
Well, yeah, that he's gonna do it tonight. But look, we got nonstop coverage. We're gonna, and it's the day. It's the last show before the Super Bowl, so we're gonna bring on my friend Jet Tila, celebrity chef Jet Tila. He's gonna come on. His parents are like the godfathers of Thai cooking in the United States. And so he's going to come on. He's going to give you a little pad Thai primer just to take your game to the next level. Get us ready for the Super Bowl.
Perfect.
All of those things. Jet and I used to do kind of a weekly thing when I worked at the other station.
Yep.
So we're gonna get the band back together and do it again. And he's gonna.
By the way, I might have to tell him like, oh no, you don't do it like that.
Yeah, tell the Thai guy how to make pad Thai.
I don't know if you knew where I was on Sunday, but
let's try a quick
next
phone call here. Let's go to Newport Beach and Scotty. Scotty, you're on with Trav and Slee.
Hey, what's up, guys? So there's a lot to unpack with Emily's subpar date there.
Indeed, there is.
But I'll try to keep it short. I find that, like, guys nowadays, like, it's like if you go on a date with someone and you don't have anything, like when she brought up Game of Thrones, I don't like Game of Thrones necessarily. I'm not really into those kind of shows, but I would have at least like tried to fake the funk a little bit. Like, you can't just sit there and when someone asks you a question, really not have anything to say. So I guess this might be a first, but Emily, I live in Newport Beach, but I'm definitely willing to drive to Echo Park and take you on like a real like good date, like where you would have more to talk about than 10 minutes. But I feel bad because I feel like if you would have told me what you did, and not that I would have focused on that the whole time, but I would have had loads of questions for you. And also, you seem very interesting from what I hear on the radio here, which isn't too much, but yeah, I just feel bad. I feel bad for you because I feel like you deserve better than that. And that guy Sam is I mean, I work out too, but you would know that just by looking at me. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what my workout of the day was.
How many grams of protein you take in a day, Scotty?
How many scoops? How many scoops you putting in?
I'm 250, 260 pounds, so I try to eat my a gram of protein per my weight. So 250 to 300 if I can, but again, I'm not going to sit there. I know Emily doesn't care about that. Emily doesn't care about that. Like, I mean, she might be polite.
Scotty Taylor had a question for you.
How tall are you, Scotty?
I'm 6'1", 260. I'm very, very, very good looking. I'm athletic. I'm kind of funny.
Humble too.
Yeah, and my Instagram is Scotty__buckets with 2 Z's.
Sure.
Do
you get buckets?
Hold on, I'm looking for Scotty_buckets right now.
Scotty, what's your career 3-point average on the wings?
Oh, on the wing, I'm kind of like Rui on the wing. I think I'm like a mid 35 to 40%.
Good answer.
Anywhere else,
it's a good answer.
Anywhere else, I'm kind of. But yeah, I mean, I could go play pickup ball. I could go. I'm very interesting. And Emily, I guess I don't feel bad for you because that's something to say. But I feel like you deserve better. So again,
Scotty's
I'm not on
his game.
I'm not
Scotty,
on the apps or anything.
Right,
Yeah.
you're not on the apps. That's great.
I'm not. No, I'm not on the apps because what I get told is you look way better in person. Now, at first, I was like, "Well, is that a compliment?"
All right,
or
Scotty,
not?
I'm going to jump in right here, and I'm
not
going to let
done.
Emily
No, he's
talk a
gotta
little
go
bit.
till
Scotty, thank you. I
11,
found
12.
you on Instagram. I have questions that will go. So, Emily, your response to this is what?
I appreciate all the things that you think that I deserve. This is great. This gives you flashbacks to last year when I went on that date with Connor or whatever.
Yeah.
And Connor's a great person, a great guy, and
Shows up at the Rams postgame show at Hollywood Park Casino at the the Rays Lounge.
yeah, and he was at the Mandy's. He's a loyal listener, so maybe you have to fight off Connor a little bit or whatever to top him. But no, I appreciate your pitch. I listened, and I'll think about the pitch. Let's just say that.
That's a good response. What do you make of that, Al?
I don't know. I thought I thought his delivery was good. I think he was trying to say, "Hey, you had one bad night. Maybe I could change that." What more do you want? The guy went out of his way to pick up the phone and call.
So I want to go back to something he said when he said that you'd be
35%
willing to
3-point shooter on the
fake
wings.
funk, right? Is that what you're? Would you rather him go? Look, man, I don't really watch that stuff. Can we find another common point of interest, or would you rather him kind of pretend that? Oh yeah, I saw the one with the dragon, and just make it up as he goes along.
I'd rather somebody have good questions to ask about something they don't know about. So I'd rather be like to have someone that's curious. So okay, don't laugh at me.
No. I was just thinking of a question to ask. I wasn't laughing at you.
I was like,
is this based on a true story?
She was. My question would have been, why do you like something that's stupid?
And then I could say I like it because of this. But I think that
that's your curiosity.
It's less that like one that he was not even aware that it existed, or he was like trolling
lying,
me. Yeah,
he
whatever.
was
So like it's fine, but like the idea that like then I don't want to be made fun, especially if I'm on a date. I do not want to be made fun of for something that I like.
Sure.
So that's kind of the thing of like, okay, yeah, like please don't like make fun of me because we're not on that level yet. Because it's like that kind of thing doesn't sit well
it's
for me.
that
We lose
it's a
Scotty?
weird
Scotty
deal.
gone? Is that it?
So like
Scotty's there. He's Scotty Buckets on Instagram.
Nah,
He'll
he hung
DM
up.
me.
You
whatever.
guys know that I like to tease you guys, right? Like it's how I
We know each
display
other.
affection, right? That I'm going to tell you mean things as opposed to nice things because I'm a man and that's how we express ourselves. But you're right that at the beginning of it, you can't really go there. You have to be a little bit more tactful. So what if he doesn't do it? Could it be? I really haven't watched that show. Why do you like it so much?
Yeah, that's a better question to rephrase. Like I think it's like
I'd kill it on Bumblesleep.
But it's like
I'd kill it.
you got to get to the
Get
point
on
of like why someone likes something, and that's why. So I was like, oh, like why do you like white chicks? And then he was like, oh, I mean, I think it's just hilarious
Because it's awesome.
Yeah, he didn't
Right.
sound like.
You got to have a little bit of a.
He didn't
of
sound.
additive.
He didn't sound very interested nor interesting. Probably a
Agreed.
combination of the both.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think you guys had a very similar experience, Emily, and that's why 10 minutes into it,
Which is okay.
You would have said,
Yeah.
"What are we calling this guy, Sam?"
Sam.
How are you supposed to know unless you
could say, "Sam, you know what? I'm getting the sense you're not into this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not. Just want to call it a night." That's everybody leaves.
You go have
happy.
dinner over there. I'm going to have dinner
But
right
they weren't
here.
having dinner. They're just having the drink.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm gonna tap them. If you're in the middle of the meal and the entrees just got placed, you don't leave.
Can you leave, please?
Can we get you anything else? Yeah.
As
Can you
you're
get
cutting
him
into
out
your
of here?
steak.
But it's like at a drink, you can leave half of
Someone also told
Dirty
me
Shirley
to like
on the
maybe do a phone call before I go on a date. But that also sounds like a terrible thing to me.
And people don't know how to talk on the phone anymore.
Yes, you're
That's
gonna have a
whole
bad
nother
impression over the phone, and you can't read. You can't read cues. You can't read social cues. It's bad.
Eric Stevens, Scotty going hard to the hoop. I won't read a couple of these other ones, but people had their thoughts on.
I think the question
on
of the
Scotty.
day so far is, how tall are you? that was
Well,
the
first he
defining
ignored it,
question.
and then we had to get back into
I
it.
don't think he heard it. I don't think. He
Yeah, you're
avoided
right.
it.
He was busy talking about his
I think
250,
he missed
260.
it. I think he missed it along the way. Talk a little bit about that Dodger schedule and why, while it's a lot better, it's actually more difficult. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 7.
Oh, there's nothing like the sound of this. From the movie White Chicks. Live Imaging Tuesday with Travis and Sliwa. Of course, the big topic today on social. If you're streaming the show on YouTube, just search ESPN LA or listening. Thanks for listening. Emily's date yesterday with Sam, the bodybuilder, has now given way. What was the guy's name? Scotty last segment.
Scotty.
That had his
Scotty
buckets.
buckets. With 2 Z's.
And at the Mandy's, we will have our Mandy's 2, of course, coming up later this year. We will have probably best moments and montage. Taylor asking him, how tall are you?
Amazing.
Is a great moment.
It's an important question.
It is important.
It's the only question.
Yeah, come on. 260. See how it spreads out.
And he's
260.
Makes buckets. 2 Z's.
Scotty
Clearly,
Buckets.
you can tell that he works out, is what he said. He's like, he works out, and you can tell. I won't talk about it, but you can tell him. Okay.
And he's not on these
Very
dating
good
apps
looking.
because the photos don't do justice of what he looks like in real person.
I did the dating app thing way back when, Match.com, before there were apps.
How did you do?
I did great, and I met a lot of people that are still somehow in my life, but I also met my ex on there, and that was bad.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
you win
answer
some,
like
you
a
lose some.
100 like questionnaire or whatever for Match? Or is that eHarmony?
That was eHarmony, but it was still it was in depth. But to the point of that some people on social media are making about the call. So we did the messaging, then maybe there would be a text, then there would be a set call, before there was any sort of meeting, because you gotta. Once you get them on the phone, you would know. Like Sam, the bodybuilder who you went out with last night, you would have known after one phone conversation, hey, this ain't worth it, right?
But sometimes people don't put themselves across properly over the phone. I don't know how I come across over the phone, but who knows? It might
There's
not
an
be
art
the
to
best
it.
way.
There's an art to being good on the phone. You can come across and you're awesome, and you come in, you meet them, you're like, that's not the person I met. The opposite is true too. A total stiff, and you get them in real life, and they're terrific. The
Get
phone
a
is
drink
not
in them, personality comes out.
It's not a catch-all. You should go face to face. That's the way to do it.
Beautiful. Tomorrow, if history is made tonight, tomorrow on 710 ESPN, we will give you 38,388 non-stop commercial-free seconds of mega sports talk. So if LeBron makes history tonight, listen tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. for a commercial-free Celebration Wednesday right here on 710 ESPN as we all search for ways to fill out the clock every hour.
We're good.
So we'll be talking about the King. We'll be celebrating the King. We'll even talk some Super Bowl. But there also will be quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, there'll be a
frivolity.
lot of time.
A lot of flim flam as we try to figure it all out.
Flim flam, frivolity, fun, all the F's.
I think we get one
Not that
bathroom
F.
break an hour.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That's plenty.
You're
That's
good.
perfect.
Just take some creatine or caffeine pills before the show. You'll be good.
Does that make
pre-workout.
does that make you not have to go to the bathroom every break?
I think so. I mean, it's better than coffee.
No, coffee does the opposite.
Yeah.
Coffee does not.
Well, it's a
stop
diuretic.
that. It is, and it has caffeine. I think caffeine speeds you up. No, like in that department.
I mean,
I
if
don't
you're
know.
not drinking a fluid, I would think you would be going to the bathroom fewer times. But
You should probably.
What
talk
do I
about
know?
Something else.
Meanwhile, don't miss producer Emily with Factor Cap in about 10 minutes. Right now,
Yes.
Travis and Sliwa continues.
Thank you, Chris. Scotty Buckets is getting killed on Twitter.
Hey guys,
He went hard to the hoop.
I didn't do
You
it.
gotta
I'm
take
just
some
saying this is
shots.
the
Right,
response on Twitter.
everybody be nice. He was
It's
shooting
Twitter.
a shot. We appreciate the content, but me and him will handle it outside of.
I was just going to say this is now your game to
Yeah.
play. You go do your thing. I'm just saying that Scotty, the response that the Trav and Sliwa community is giving to
Yeah.
Scotty is less than terrific. Little aggressive. And by the way, stop spelling buckets ETS. It's with 2 Z's. Little respect.
I wonder if I had to give you a prediction right now.
Pippin-esque.
You think they go out on a date?
No.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not so sure.
I know Emily now a little bit. I've got a decent feel for how she's going to respond to certain
I hope she goes
situations.
against what you just said.
She
Gotta
might
try something different.
I'd never say never, but I feel we had this conversation this morning. She and I talked a little bit about the date and why it did work and why it didn't work. And I have a rough, I'd say I have like a undergrad level understanding of what you're looking for.
Got the inside scoop.
Yeah,
Got the inside
just
scoop.
a little bit. There's always exceptions to all of these rules. I'm not going to read that one.
I had a couple of those where I couldn't read either. Skip
But
right
I will say this. There's a lot of respect for old Scotty Buckets with 2 Z's for taking the shot.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, taking shots and missing, as long as you're confident to take the shot, that's That's
unless you're Russ sometimes.
very important.
No, Russ, no.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I haven't been in this game world universe in a long time. Is there a certain amount of respect that comes along with somebody just putting it out there and saying, hey, I would like to go out with you, and just completely opening themselves up, being vulnerable?
So, to a point. If you say respectfully, no, then it's the, well, you're a whatever,
No,
whatever.
that's a bad guy.
Because a lot of times that is the response. Like, hey, I put myself out there. Like, whatever. That's my impersonation
UCLA
of that.
fan.
But it's like, I put myself out there. You got to say yes. And then it's the denial and stuff. But I don't know. There is some respect for that, and to have the confidence, good thing for that. And confidence is half the thing for women. Confidence is more than anything else. You can look however you want to look. If you're confident and you're good and you have the
Good
riz,
as in like a decent human being.
yeah, and you have the Riz factor, as Greg was trying to tell me about.
Riz?
So
Do you know Riz, Al?
it's a thing that's kind of on like social media now. So you're having the Riz, which is like a shortening of charisma.
Oh.
So you got a little bit of Riz. So
Sure, charisma
So Shams-
so long.
Shams kind of shot his shot with Kay Adams.
I think
on
Kay
her
Adams
show.
shot her shot
Back.
with
Yeah.
Shams?
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Well, no, it was definitely both. It was a lot of Shams, but it's both. So it's the Riz factor of Shams has the Riz with Kay Adams. So you're saying you
that's
have the
what
Riz with
God
this.
was.
Yes, that's what Riz God is.
Okay. All comes back together, my friend.
So
it
are
took a
they
month for me
an
to
item?
figure it out.
Are they together?
I'm
don't
not
think they
not
are,
aware of
no.
at this point. They're just they're publicly on
They
things.
could be playing it too, just because it's really good
It gets-
social
it
media.
gets
It's
clicks.
pop for both of them. So
yes,
could be doing that.
We should do that.
Stop it.
Hey,
First
Al.
off, don't look at me that way, and then change the way your
Yeah,
voice
you had a
sounds.
dream about him last night.
As a bodybuilder, no less.
We
There's
should
clearly
do that.
something out there. We should do
The
that.
Riz factor.
Just for the clicks. I
The
think
Riz-off.
if there's anything people know about Alan Sliwa and Travis Rogers, it's that
We
about
do it for the clicks.
We do this for the clicks.
Should have changed my paddle name.
So this season, do it just clicks
For the
With it-
clicks.
The Riz God.
Well, with two Z's, clicks with two Z's, much like Scotty Buckets with two Z's. I feel like when you have to tell people that there's two Z's on it, you've kind of defeated the purpose. But that's just me. New baseball schedule this year.
Badass schedule.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. Everybody plays everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You will play the teams in your division less, from 19 times to 14 times, which for the Dodgers is actually bad news.
And for the rest of the NL West, it's great news.
It's great news because there's two very good teams, but the Dodgers get to play the Rockies and the Diamondbacks 19 times each.
Yeah.
I don't think the Dodgers have lost to the Diamondbacks since 1994. I don't think
By the
that's
way,
happened for a very long time.
Just to play off what you just said, that's the worst idea ever. Just kind of thinking about that you have to play the Rockies and the Diamondbacks 19 times each. I know what you're going to say. Al, you stack some W's there. I understand that. But going to the ballpark to see the Rockies or the Diamondbacks, or tuning on TV and you see them again, I can't tell you how excited I am about the new schedule, just to see some new faces, new players, teams that you're not typically
I'm not
accustomed
with
to.
you on that, because that's the Rockies and Diamondbacks problems, that they've been bad for 20 years. That's not the Dodgers or the Padres problem, right? That if they can't get their you-know-what together, that's on them.
Correct.
The idea is to have a bunch of games in your division that will be meaningful down the stretch. I'm okay with going to 14, because what it means is every year the Dodgers are going to play the Yankees. Every year the Dodgers are going to play the
Red
Boston
Sox,
Red Sox.
Cubbies,
They're going to play
Cubbies they would anyways. Yep.
Yeah, they're going to play those other. The Angels will play the Atlanta Braves every
Sure.
year, right?
Yep.
They're going to play the Cubs every year. They're going to be. This is good news, and if the Yankees come to Dodger Stadium this year, the Dodgers go there next year. But you're going to play everybody. If you're a Cleveland Guardians fan, like for me, to see Shane. And again, we're so spoiled here in Southern California, because we have an American League team and a National League team, so we get to see everybody anyway if we're so inclined. But let's say you're in Atlanta, you don't get to see Shohei Ohtani.
Sure.
And now he's coming through. He's going to come through and do this. The downside is that you're taking, a good 20 games off the schedule against a division that for at least the last few years has been pretty weak outside of the Dodgers. That's 20 games against presumably better teams.
So this is what you got to ask yourself. What's better for the sport? And I think what's better for TV, I think what's better for in-person season ticket sales, everything else is it's nice to have some change. It's nice to get chances to see some of the best players in the world that you don't get an opportunity to see. And what I'm referring to there, Trav, I think the NBA has done a really good job where a lot of times it's not necessarily the team that you're playing. It's the player that you're playing. When the Lakers are going to play the Dallas Mavericks, yes, there's a Laker logo and a Mavs logo, but there's a LeBron picture and there's a Luka picture.
Sure.
And I think for baseball, it's good to have this. It's good to be able to have the photo of this specific player representing that franchise that you have not got a chance to see in person, and now you get to see him at Dodger Stadium. So I'm a fan of it. I know what you're saying, too, about the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. That's their problem, not the Dodgers. You're not wrong in that. But you still get 14 games against those teams, right? So it's not like you're going from 19 to 6.
Yeah.
You're going from 19 to 14. You free up 10 games to go up against other opponents.
It's not quite the basketball schedule where you play a home and home with everybody, but it's more like the basketball schedule. We're going to play these teams the most, but we're also going to play everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's the way that it should be. Everybody should play everybody, get a chance to see it. And I know I just said, in L.A., we're spoiled. If you're a Yankee fan, Yankees come to town every year. If you're a Cubs fan, Cubs come to town every year because we have two teams. But if you live in San Diego, I mean, even San Diego, the Angels are only 90 miles away.
Sure,
it's not that far. Mm-hmm. But if you live in Colorado, you live in Arizona, you live in Seattle, you live in Atlanta, you live in these sorts of the places that have one team, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal to get everybody through every year to see Shohei, to see Mookie Betts, to see all these guys. It's the right way to do it. They're making really good decisions in baseball. The schedule is better. They're changing the rules to benefit more offense, which makes a better TV show. There's not going to be a shift, bigger bases. All of these things are designed to make baseball more fun and give them credit for doing it right.
If baseball's philosophy used to be it's baseball, this is just what we do. That's the equivalent of a company, or even however you want to describe it. Somebody not updating. Just, hey, okay, I get that's the way we used to do it.
Yeah.
But look how this can help us, our sport moving forward. I love it.
You know what it is? It's not baseball. It's not football or basketball. It's a television show. You need people to watch it. You need people to sign, whether it's in person or on TV or listen to it on the radio. It needs to be entertaining.
And
if
it can't
it's not,
be the
they're
same.
going to turn it off.
And it can't be the same 20 years ago.
TV shows change.
30 years ago.
Movies change.
Yep.
Everything changes along the way. Factor Cap coming up next. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN.
here each weekday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and it's time for Factor Cap.
Oh, that's cap. That's so cap, Dad. Everything I've said is a cap, but I'm going to go back.
First of all, it's not a cap. It's
No, it
just
is a cap.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Hey guys, I do find it interesting that it was almost probably literally a year ago today that the whole thing with Connor and
Is that
calling
true?
him about it. Yeah, I think it was like almost. It might have been at the end of January, but it's around this time. So I was like, maybe it's just the Valentine's Day and everybody. If you're single out there and you're just trying to find someone else out there, and so, I mean, it's kind of a bad time to go on a date. It's a weird window because if you're gonna commit,
First
right,
date, Mastro's, February 14th.
right. I mean,
What's
Taylor,
the best way to meet somebody? Is it online now? Is that just the way that it has to be
the
done?
best way is through a friend.
Okay.
The most successful way, I think, would be through a friend. So your friend knows you well, and they know that person probably well, and it's good setup. The most common, the most common way is the dating apps nowadays. Because Taylor, you're the email girl is a friend,
Alt
right?
girl.
Alt girl. Yeah,
Alt girl.
Come
Alt
on,
girl.
little respect.
Yeah, she was a friend suggestion, right?
A friend of a friend, yeah. So I met her at a show.
Yeah. See, that's the better. In person is the best way, but
I agree.
Not the most common way. So people are sharing on TikTok. They call it the quote unquote depression meal, but I would say like a coping meal. So a meal that you make for yourself if you're you might be a little stressed, you might be a little bit like anxious, and it's just a simple meal and it always hits for you, but it might be a little weird. So you have a coping meal that you like to make. Travis?
Can I split the hair a little bit? It's not something I make, but it's something when I am under stress I go get is McDonald's.
Yeah.
It is one of those, and I'm not anti-McDonald's. I eat McDonald's, but I don't eat it a lot. And when I am you just feel like, a little exposed or whatever it is, that 2 McDoubles with a large fries and a Coke is like the best antidepressant in the world. It is a wonderful, it's salty, it's hot, it's a little sweet with the Coke. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to kind of hit that reset button. So for me, it's definitely a trip through the McDonald's drive-thru.
So I'll go fact, but it's not a specific meal. It's overeating. It's like a coping meal where you don't even really care what you're eating. You just know that you're eating too much of it. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to also go eat that. And then I'm going to go look at what kind of snacks are there. It's less the actual meal. It's the fact that I'm just eating way too much of it. Yeah.
Taylor?
Fact, overeating, and it's eating out too. It's at South Bay Pizza. Usually I'll just get the whole, like a medium-sized pizza, put the whole thing down.
Can you take down a whole pizza? That's like
8
8 medium-sized slices, right?
And I don't feel bad after it.
And you can take down a whole?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
Taylor doesn't take me as someone who can do that.
I can't do that.
But he takes me as someone because when you're stretched out like that, you gotta keep the
I'm a big guy.
calories.
I mean,
leg.
That's why he asked
like an anaconda. Like an anaconda. Just eat the whole meal at once.
You do roll up the pizza in like a burrito shape and just hoover it like an anaconda, where you unhinge your jaw and just start stuffing it in.
Pretty close.
Breathe through your nose.
It's a tortilla.
So for me, it's kind of similar to what you guys say. I usually get like a small or like a medium pizza. I don't eat it in one sitting, but I'll get no sauce, pepperoni pizza, and it hits the spot, but it's also the spot where I'm like, I don't know if I should be eating this because I'm like, this is kind of like the trigger of like, hey Emily, maybe evaluate it. It's like thinking about bangs. You're like, oh, why are you craving this meal? Why do you want bangs? So like maybe there's something deeper inside there that you need. All right, so AMC announced that they're thinking about, I don't know if they're implementing it or not, but they're thinking about pricing tiers for their for tickets. So if you sit in the middle, if you got a middle seat in the big theater, that's more expensive than sitting in the front. It's more expensive than sitting in the back. So, and for their luxury theaters, where you can recline and everything, it's more expensive. So it's essentially showing like it's going to be cheaper for you than right now. So if you buy a ticket right now, it might be like $15. If you buy a ticket in the front seat, front few rows, it'll be like $8. So you would pay less to sit in the front. Travis, Factor Cap.
No, I don't think I would. I'm not interested in saving a couple of bucks to be in a bad seat, right? If I'm going to go do a thing, whether it's go see a movie or a show or concert or even an airplane, like anytime, I'm willing to pay a little bit extra to not be in the seat that sucks the most. You know what I mean? Like if the one in the front row is $10 less than the one in the middle, I'll take the one in the middle. If the aisle is $10 more expensive than the seat in the middle on an airplane, give me the aisle. I will pony up the premium, so I'm cap.
Al?
I'm cap on this one, even though I've talked about I have sat in the iPic theater laying down in the front, and I haven't had any issue with it. But that's not a big enough price differential. So I'll use as an example. If I go to a sporting event or a concert, and that's $100, and that's closer as $200, it's a big difference, right? So I'm okay with a $100 seat. The seats are not as good, but I still feel like I get the experience. But that $100 difference, that differential is so much bigger. The $10 difference, something like that, that's not as big of a deal.
I'll pay double.
Yeah.
Taylor?
Yeah, for a sporting event, I mean, just getting your foot in the door is good, but I feel like for a movie, I want to have a good view. I want to be able to, I don't know, see the whole thing.
Right,
It's kind of important.
So, like, with my pass that I have, too, like, sometimes I'll, like, get tickets kind of, like, last minute, and I'll sit in the front. It's not the end of the world. I'll do it. But I'm also someone, I'm very particular. I don't like sitting in the middle of a row. I like sitting in the end because I like to be able to, like, scoot right after the movie's done. Or if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not disturbing anybody. So I'm, like, atypical with my movie seat choices. But I would pay less, honestly. I think that it's not the end of the world to see it in the front row. So the companies have been releasing either teasers or tastes of their Super Bowl commercials that will be aired this Sunday. So I'm of the belief that if you air part of your commercial or you air your commercial ahead of time, it's not a Super Bowl commercial, it's just a commercial that airs in the Super Bowl. So like it should be a distinction that this is like the first time anybody sees this is the Super Bowl, and that's why you remember it. But you like these Super Bowl commercial previews that are coming out. Alan, Patrick Cap.
Fact, I'm fine with it. If it's connected to if I see something a couple days before the Super Bowl, and then it tells the other side of the story during the Super Bowl, I'm okay with that. If they're somehow, some shape, way connected.
But the second part that you're describing would be specifically unique to seeing it in the Super Bowl.
Yes, can't be. No, if you put out a commercial before the Super Bowl and it's the same commercial in the Super Bowl, then there's nothing.
That's
there.
what she's talking about.
But you said there's like a preview of it.
But
or
what I'm
something
saying is like you like that you're getting a preview. So I was kind of my statement before is kind of not connected, but this is like you like the preview of the.
If it's the exact same thing, no. Then it just defeated the purpose. If there's hey, this is a part one,
yeah,
and you got something else coming, I'm okay with it being connected.
Yes, to your thing is interesting, like the conclusion of it, right? Mm-hmm. The second 30 seconds of a 1 minute movie, right? I like that idea, but no, if it's just a Pepsi commercial or whatever, Ford, Budweiser, whatever it is, and I don't want to see it on Friday night and then have it show up on the Super Bowl because look, it's kind of a dated thing, like the Super Bowl commercial, just because of the way that we consume media is so differently now. But there is something about kind of anticipating if you get whether it's a celebrity or it's particularly funny, or I know that our Breaking Bad guys are going to do something. I believe that is kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
because they're having a lot of clips. I'm like, are these all the clips that are making up this Pop Corners thing?
So Michael, my youngest, said to me, "Hey, Dad, did you know they're doing this?" I said, "I did." He goes, "Do you want to see it?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I want it to be new to me come Super Bowl Sunday." So I'm willing to wait.
Taylor?
Yeah, I want it to be fresh and unique, too, just kind of echoing what these guys said. And it defeats the purpose if they show you ahead of time.
Right, exactly. And you kind of can tell which ones are coming up, but I think it's still kind of a unique space because it's one of the only times like we're all together, all watching something at the same time, and you're tweeting about it, you're doing that thing. So that's why it's kind of cool and unique.
You know what's funny about that? Because I agree with what we have so few monoculture events now where we're all doing it collectively at the same time. And the Super Bowl is one of the last ones like that. But the thing inside that everybody's fired up that I could take or leave is the halftime show.
Yeah.
Like that's something, I know everybody's fired up, and I like Rihanna, it's fine, but I don't have to see it. Like that's one of those things that I'm 100% comfortable
To
missing.
be honest with you, it's probably what I least look forward to in the Super Bowl. I really do. But some people love it. They love music, so I know how big it is. For me, it's kind of take it or leave it. That's fine.
I'm with you.
All right, so this one kind of goes along with what we were talking about with the date and everything, but you have a go-to way to signal for a check. Taylor, Patrick Cap.
To the waiter or to the person I'm with? Or?
To the waiter.
Eye contact.
Where's your credit card?
You got your half?
Want to split it? Oh, wait, but you had the fries, I had the...
I get the alligator arms, can't find my wallet. No, just make eye contact. It's good, pretty good. go to.
Trev?
Yeah, it's just the little fake pen in the air.
Yep.
Just the little, hey, can I sign and get out of here deal. It's universally understood of what you mean, and so yeah, that's the easy one.
Had it on Sunday. The guy was kind of doing his thing, wasn't coming to the table enough. Not in a bad way, but
Yeah.
he had other stuff going on.
Hey, buddy.
Finally got a chance. Made eye contact.
Yeah,
Whenever you're ready.
It doesn't feel rude either. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's not like, hey,
No.
check.
No.
It's just hey, when you get.
But and he knows, makes eye contact. Cool.
Yeah.
All right,
bring
I'm
it
in.
over. Yeah. Emily, do you have a different one than that?
No, I kind of just I might like if it's a female waitress too. I might like tap her on the shoulder, be like, hey, can we get it? Like if she's walking by, but like I'm not at the end of the world with that stuff.
Did you touch your waiter, Slee?
I usually, when they have their like leg locked and you hit towards the back and they kind of move a little bit. I
Right,
get
yeah.
one of those.
You hit the back of the knee, so they drop down a little bit. Henri was very happy to see us on Friday night. It'd been the better part of a month, so we embraced. That's how I do it.
You carried him.
He's a little bit smaller than me. I'm a lot bigger than him. Not quite Scotty Buckets big, but you know how it goes. With two Z's, Al. It's Travis Lee. 17.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn, and he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try.
Bill,
What a surprise.
how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy.
You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame.
I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. Yeah, I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Ball, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. JB Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Oh, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson, but the problem is he keeps changing his phone number on me.
I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, Slee. It was new to me. It was news to me last night. They used to do have you ever been to Super Bowl Media Day? Have you ever done that before? I'm sorry, not Media Day, like Radio Row and that whole thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to think when they had the Super Bowl in San Diego.
That's 20 years ago, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's its own thing. But Tuesday used to be media day, where all the players would come out to podiums and you could go theoretically ask them questions, even though you couldn't get near anybody that you'd actually want to ask a question to. They did it last night in prime time. Like I was flipping channels. They had it on NFL Network. I'm like, wait. And they call it opening night of Super Bowl week now. It's its whole television show. Still as uninteresting as it's ever been. But Andy Reid was asked a question about it. This wasn't at opening night, but it was just kind of one of the questions that you get asked frequently at events like that.
Okay.
The 3 keys to life. Here's Chiefs head coach Andy Reid.
Rock the Tommy Bahama, eat some cheeseburgers, and be happy.
Okay. Rock the Tommy Bahama, which when Andy Reid isn't coaching, I don't think I've ever seen him without a Tommy Bahama. Eat some cheeseburgers. That's kind of Andy Reid's signature move. And be happy. That's pretty good. That's
is
a
pretty
good
good.
3 keys to life. I've put together my own list. Would you like me to go first of the 3 things that I think you need to have to have the happy life? So the first one I think is universal. You need to have good relationships with your family and or friends or both, right? You need to have somebody that you can open up to. You need to have somebody that you can rely on. You need to have somebody that you trust implicitly with the things that you are vulnerable with. That whether it's your wife, your brother, your mom, your dad, your best friend, somebody that you can open up. So family, number 1. Number 2, a martini. Just something that, Emily, you were talking about the coping mechanism for food. This is the secret skeleton key to relaxing, because you don't have to have a bunch of just one really properly made martini in the correct glass with the correct amount of gin and vermouth and just the 2 perfectly fat olives on a good toothpick. I dare you not to have a good time after doing that.
And when you have them, there's kind of this, I feel like, at least for you, hey, I'm looking forward to having those. So it's like a lead up to it as well.
It's anticipation.
Some anticipation there. Hey, it's going to come at the end of the week or whenever
and
it is.
You're always in a little bit better mood after you have that.
And even a bad one isn't that bad.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Part.
He will spill he'll push his glass over the table.
I've never done that either, but there's somewhere like this is terrible. So that's number 2. And the last thing is eat well. Eat well. Just the things that you like, eat healthy and eat badly, do both. Some days you got to treat yourself to something that's not good for you. Some days you got to make sure that you're eating the things that you're supposed to eat because it fuels your body, your spirit, your soul, all of these sorts of things. But eat well. Family, a martini, and eat well. Those are the 3 things.
Okay, I'm going to stick with the spend time with family. I think that is, sometimes we just get stuck in our own world. We're working, we're doing this. Find time to spend time with loved ones, okay? That's number 1. Travel the world for me is a very, very, I feel like that opens up your eyes to so many different things. I think,
good one.
I think it's easy to kind of stay in your own bubble, stay with what you know, stay what you're comfortable with. When you do get chances to see other cultures, how other people value different things, the food that they eat, their rituals and everything else, that kind of really opens up your horizons. And then the last thing for me is you got to do something every day, and you got to make money. Can you really try to do something that you enjoy doing? I mean, that fulfillment of doing something that you feel, hey, I either enjoy what I'm doing or it feeds the soul, something along those lines.
Emily.
All right, so my first one, and it kind of is similar to yours, but I'm going to change a little bit, but it's practice forgiveness but protect yourself. So the idea that, I'm not going to say forgive and don't forget, but the idea
grudges.
that not that, but forgive people but also know who they are. So don't forget who they are and what they told you that they were.
Good one.
So, and then this is advice that I got from a mentor of mine in college, and it was think about what you wanted to do at 10 years old and figure out how you can do that in your life. So, like, when I was 10 years old, I wrote in my little elementary school yearbook, and I was like, I want to be an ESPN sports commentator. And then, here it is. But I didn't really kind of find that until I was in college, and I followed a path that I wanted to find.
I wanted to be a point guard for the Lakers, and I don't know yet. I'm still kind of figuring it out.
You're talking about point guards
True.
for the Lakers.
True.
So there's things that
adjacent.
you can get. It's not necessarily you go do that thing, but it's how can you use your skills that you have in your adult life to do that thing. And then the last thing is and this is like keys to happiness, keys to life. The last drink is never worth it. So what happens with the last drink?
That is such great advice, Emily. That is such. You never need one more.
Yeah, you never need one more.
I violate that rule far more often than I follow it.
Well, you said 2, right? That's the martinis, right? That's the number.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Two. And one is fine.
So-
3 is a terrible decision.
Nothing good happens. You have one more, you get too drunk. You have one more, you text the person you're not supposed to. You have one more, you can't sleep. You have one more, you're hungover.
Great advice.
You have the weird alcohol concoction or whatever to get that
Great advice.
last one in. Or it's like you're going home and it maybe wasn't a great day and you have one more at home and you feel more worse about yourself. So I think last drink, never worth it.
Taylor.
Okay, my first one is just keep it simple. A lot of things in life don't need a long explanation, and I found that I've gotten in more trouble opening my mouth than I have keeping it shut.
It's great advice too.
So, secondly, stay loyal to your soil. I just try to remember where I'm from. At the end of the day, I'm a hick from the sticks from Iowa.
That's Larry Bird. The hick from French Lick.
Just don't, pave your own driveway. Or whatever he was doing.
It's bad for the back.
Was that what he's doing?
You're Larry Bird. Hire a guy. You're fine. And nobody's going to think
Taylor's not
you've
Larry
lost.
Bird.
What's the line? Remember your soil? What is it?
Stay loyal to your soil.
Stay loyal. Larry was very loyal to his soil. You can hire a guy to pave your driveway.
Yeah,
literally.
My back, fortunately, is still intact.
Good for you.
Haven't been carrying the Celtics on it. And lastly, it's kind of some hippy-dippy existential BS, but let the music be your master. I'm a big music guy. Every time I've turned my back on music, I don't know. I always wake up with a song in my head, so it's just important to me. Go and see live music, playing music, everything music.
I would have been
feeds the soul.
Very disappointed, Taylor, had you not had one of those in the music. I was waiting for it to come. I'm glad that it did. That you went to the Larry Bird paving his own driveway is my favorite. That's
Andy
one of the great
Reid with
gigs.
his opened us up to kind of a nice little conversation.
Hit us up. Hit us up. What are the 3? Give us 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or whatever it is that you think that you got to do. That can be serious, preferably not, and we can come up with a whole bunch of things. 877-710-ESPN. LeBron James. It could happen as soon as tonight. He is 36 points away from breaking the record. Does he do it tonight? What does it mean tonight? And where are the Lakers? And how important do they have to win tonight? That's all coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710.
Fans radio station.
Straight up 12 o'clock in the Southland on a Tuesday, which means it's Live Imaging Tuesday. What's the song we're playing, Taylor?
In My Life.
Okay. I didn't hear it in the one ear, and I was like, I shouldn't be talking, especially not over the Beatles. We should let them shine. You know who doesn't like the Beatles? The afternoon show. Anytime there's an On This Day involving Elvis or the Beatles, I make sure it goes to the top just to annoy them.
They don't want it?
Well, you know, Lindsay and Laura are like, nobody knows Elvis or the Beatles. Like, stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm not the world's biggest Beatles fan. Sorry.
You got to respect the music.
I do.
I think they all respect them, right? But it's just not your cup of tea.
No, I don't. It's more personal than that. There's somebody that I deeply dislike that loves them, so I have to dislike them. You know how it goes.
I never heard the Rome Show play the Beatles.
Jim and I are great. We're
I
gonna
love
catch up
right
later.
to it.
Hopefully
Well-
we'll get that over to Radio Row at some point in the giant stage that's
He was
12
out there.
feet off the ground.
He was out there yesterday interviewing the Diamondbacks third base coach proudly. It's gonna be a huge day on the row.
Tell me about
Nothing like
Tostitos.
Monday on Radio Row.
Oh boy.
You could hear a pin drop or somebody try to pitch Old Spice to you.
Skittles.
Anyway, what was I going to do? Oh, the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand is one of my favorite songs of all time. Because, you know, it's just bubblegum and pop. But their later stuff was great, too. When they were getting into the, you know, they were all...
Psychedelics.
They were
Sergeant
psychedelics.
Pepper. You're talking Sergeant Peppers.
Yeah. Day Tripper is a song that, I mean, they were
Tripper's
tripping.
Eleanor Rigby?
Yeah.
Come on. Why do I know all the Beatles songs, Taylor? I'm surprising you, aren't I?
I think you.
Who's this person, Trav? That's
By
what I
the way,
wanna
you
know.
always. I think you underplay how much you do know on the music
I know
side.
this much about a lot of things and not a lot about anything. It's my game.
Tomorrow, we will be, if LeBron makes history tonight.
Yep, 36.
He's 36 points away. So if he scores 34, then we won't do it tomorrow. But if he scores 37, by the way, if he
What
scores...
if he ties?
Yeah, what happens if we tie?
He's the all-time leading scorer of a tie, right? He is.
We never discussed this around.
Yeah, that was... By the way, how are you going to walk away? What if the game ended 108-104, he tied, and then what happens when you walk away? Everybody coming in against the Bucks is like, well, he's going to break it.
I think we're celebrating if he breaks it.
The record breaker.
Break it.
The record breaker.
I got scared there for a second.
So
anyway,
that would be
tomorrow
Thursday.
we will be commercial-free if it happens tonight. 38,388 seconds of commercial-free nonstop mega sports talk. So listen with us all day long. Now, that breaks out to about 11 hours if you round up, which we do. 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., live and local, commercial-free tomorrow. And I think, Taylor, we could do a whole, because music is not a commercial.
No.
We could do a whole segment dedicated to the Beatles.
Trav's favorite Beatles songs.
Maybe play some of George
5 minutes.
Harrison's solo stuff, like My Sweet Lord.
What-
John Lennon solo stuff, Instant Karma.
We have so much
Just Taylor
time.
Swift?
We have so much time that entire draft of LeBron, we should play the full draft. Every pick.
No, we should do an old sports radio gimmick. Well, it was the year 2003, right?
I think
Oh,
2003.
the redraft?
Oh, man, let's redraft it.
Yeah. That is a classic
Should we
trope.
redraft, man?
Where would he go if we did it all over again? That's how you do it.
Pretty funny.
I got one for you, Chris. This is what Andy Reid said yesterday are his 3 keys to a happy life.
Now rock the Tommy Bahama, eat some cheeseburgers, and be happy.
What's the answer in Chris Morales' world?
Golf, cigars, and don't get married.
It sounds like an afternoon.
It's on brand. That's on brand.
And watch Columbo.
That's 4. You got to
No, golf,
Yeah.
cigars, and don't get married.
So you can watch Columbo? Is that like the addendum to it all?
After golf.
And by the way, you should watch the show Poker Face on Peacock. It's Columbo-esque. So
Really?
You should watch it.
She broke it down for us on Friday.
When she was doing it on Friday, and Emily, you said, it's like a Columbo. I'm like, well, if Chris heard that, he's all in.
Oh, I watch
You
so
watch
much
it every
Columbo.
day, don't you?
I try to. I watch so much Columbo over the weekend, though. I enjoy that first non-football weekend. I watched a little of the Pro Bowl, but where you can just enjoy
Apparently
a couple
6
of
million
You
people.
and 6.5 million people watch
That's
the Pro Bowl.
incredible.
That's I don't even know what to say.
Guys,
about
that's
that.
why it still exists. That's the reason it's
right.
here.
We
is
talk
'cause
about it
people
like,
watch
nobody's going to watch it, and then
there were
6 million people.
58,000 people in Allegiant
So
Stadium
I
to watch it
geeked out
live.
this week on social media. The NFL was reposting a lot of the old quarterback challenge.
Oh,
Do you
those are
remember the
cool.
quarterback
For
challenge?
sure.
When I was a kid, that was the sign that like football was coming because it would be in the spring, but they would rerun it like in late July. And when you saw Dan Marino in his little shorts throwing
at the golf cart,
That's
awesome.
know, it
That's
was time
awesome.
for me to go buy to bother my dad to go buy the magazine, the Street and Smith preview magazine.
Okay, I got a question. Was everybody into that stuff that long ago, or was it just because we were kids? Because today,
No.
I'll use as an example the slam dunk contest, 3-point contest. I was into that stuff as a kid. Was everyone into that stuff as a kid?
I was.
It's not a perfect example. I'll use my own kids as an example.
Well, he was watching cooking shows on a Saturday morning. as a kid.
I love cooking shows. Still love them. My kids have no interest in all-star games or slam dunk
Nothing.
contests.
Okay,
None of
then
that
it
stuff.
was
None
everyone
of that
was
stuff.
into it back then. No one's into it now.
I would buy a Street and Smith today if I went to a.
I'm sure
a
they still
newsstand.
exist.
Do you know what that is, Al?
No.
You don't know Street and Smith? They would do the NFL preview edition. It'd be like this big.
They did every sport. There'd be the
Well,
baseball one.
I only bought the
Just remember the Beckett's and trying to figure out how
Beckett's
much.
too. Dime.
Yeah.
2 dimes.
75 cents. Don't touch it.
Why
touch
not
this
get
damn
married?
card?
Why is
Why
that
not
number
get
3?
married?
Yeah.
I'm not good. Here's the thing. I'm a great boyfriend if the threshold is once every 2 weeks. I'm a lot, as I think everybody knows. So it's really not the other person's fault. I'm
What
like
if-
Annabelle the doll. I should be locked behind glass. And then once every 2 weeks, I'm going to take you to a great dinner. We're going to have a great night. And then the next day, I'm going to say, okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks. And I'll text with you every day. I'll do phone calls. We'll Instagram.
What if
we'll
that
FaceTime.
other person? What if that other person gave you the space?
Now, see, I've done this dance, and it never works.
They say it in the beginning. I'm good with it.
It's
and
great.
Then
I'm so busy. I work so much. And then the text.
Yeah.
4 weeks in, you're golfing again. You're working still. My cousin's bar mitzvah is on Saturday. I'm like, no.
Do
We
you
just
drop
saw
the
each
hammer
other.
at that point?
I say bye.
Do you just say, look, we've talked about this. This is exactly what I didn't want to do. Nice knowing you.
Exactly right. It's for the best for everybody. Let's just be friends.
Maybe
Because as Michael Bowen once said, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
I don't
That's
know.
a good way to put it.
I like to fancy that there's
For Chris Morales, that's a good way to put it.
Perfect.
It's for everybody else's safety.
There's somebody that's going to steal the key to your heart, Chris.
Lid to every pot.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think it's that. It's okay.
Tim in the OC, his 3 keys to life, and I think this is playing off me. Drink a glass of milk. Use Pandora for all your music and podcasts, and 3, cancel TikTok account.
Well, it's to piss off Emily is why he's tweeting this. It's all things
Did you
that I
go
hate.
around to the other?
We did. All of us did it.
Oh, I was in this meeting.
Yeah.
Another meeting on a Tuesday.
Everybody did.
I want to know Emily's 3.
Yeah.
All right, so my 3 are practice forgiveness, but protect yourself. So understand you can forgive people, but also know what they are. And so you can protect yourself. And then think about what you wanted to do at 10 years old, and then try as an adult to get as close to that as possible.
These are deep.
And the last drink is never worth it.
It's good advice.
That is true.
No one has ever woke up the next day and said, I wish
Glad
I would
I
have
had
drank
that
more.
last one.
I wish I would have had more. It's never been said.
That is true. That is true.
Wish I had less every single
Even
day.
in the break.
I
he's
want to
like,
find out Taylor's
I
next
really
segment.
like that
I'm
one.
going to tease it up.
All right.
Tease
Yeah,
it up.
Taylor had a good one.
All right. Travis and Sliwa continues right now.
Thanks, Chris. 36 is the
36
number,
away.
Slee. The tie would be odd. None
You
of us
threw me
kind of
off.
thought about that.
No, you threw me off.
I am tied for the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And
How does it feel to be tied?
And
Like
he'll
all the
score
post-game questions?
11 minutes and 56 seconds into the game on Thursday, he'll break the record. Right? That there'll be 8 seconds into the game, bucket, stop the game, and go all through it again. It really is an extraordinary event. I know we'll spend a lot of time talking about just how amazing it is and what it means and everything when it finally happens. Do you think it happens tonight? Because I do. I think he's going to have a night tonight. I don't think they have the luxury of managing his minutes or anything else to try to win the game and kind of string this out a little bit. They have to beat OKC. The way that they're going to beat OKC is if LeBron has a big night. And it just feels like tonight's the night because they're probably not going to beat Milwaukee. They got to do it tonight.
So I think a lot of it, and if you've watched, Bron this year, you're going to know really by the end of the first quarter if LeBron is going to get close to it or he's not. He had a last game, I think, against the Pelicans. I think at the end of the first quarter, he had like 3 points or something. If he's got 3 or 5 points through the first 12 minutes, he's not getting to 36.
Probably not.
I don't think he's going to.
Probably not.
But if he's got 11 or 12 by the time the first quarter is done, now I think you got this buzz around the arena. Oh, my gosh, it can happen tonight. So for me, it's that first 12 minutes are going to be very, very interesting. I mean, listen, all he had to do, to be honest with you, to break it against Oklahoma City, all he had to do these last couple of games is be at his average, and it would have been 27 away, 28 away, something like that. 36 is the That's the perfect number to where he could easily not get it tonight.
Sure.
So,
and play well.
Yeah. Well, and this has kind of been part of, you said something that I think that's very important. What's been lost over these last couple of days with the Kyrie conversation, with the trade deadline. Trev, we're not even talking about it. Trade deadline's Thursday.
I know.
Okay? Trade deadline on Thursday. And Braun about to pass Kareem. This is all happening this week, and it's been happening for the last few days. What's been lost in all this, they lost a game against the Pelicans without Zion. They're 4 games below 500. There's a little bit of a cushion between them and some of the other teams in front of them. There's a legitimate chance the Lakers are not part of the top 10 when the dust settles this year. So I think that's kind of been lost in the whole mix. And when you said, well, I think he breaks it, not because he's trying to break it tonight, but because they need a win tonight. Yeah, I get it. I understand what you're referring to. But I would not be surprised at all if he does not break it tonight, that he ends up with 25 or 27.
Do you think he gets it tonight? I do. I think he's going to get it. Do you think he gets his 36?
I don't think he gets 36 tonight.
Yeah. It's 9.25. It's not. That doesn't sound like a lot.
When you say that makes me say, I think he gets it.
Right?
Tonight.
It doesn't, but it's 36 points, which is a ton. I don't.
That first quarter is big for me. If he's got 10 in the first,
and the whole thing, we're going to be gaming this out the entire way. If at halftime he's got 18 points, we're like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? If at halftime he's got 16 points, it could definitely happen. If he's got
9,
10, probably not
going to happen. Yeah.
But I don't want it to be. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter because it's like we've talked about. It's inevitable. It's coming. We've known it's coming for really years, right? Like the Cal Ripken thing. You could circle it on the calendar. You knew the date it was going to happen within a day or two because of rainouts and things like that. But you knew we couldn't get the exact game, but we had a target, and it's here. And it's going to happen. It would be great if it were a buzzer beater. It would be great if it were a classic like LeBron racing to the hoop and finishing at the rim with an and one or a dunk or anything like this. But
or a fadeaway or something.
Can
I tell you something that's so interesting? And I have not thought about this. I think this is how he breaks it is not. I guess it just has not been top of mind. But let's say he has 35 tonight, and there's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter or whatever the case is, right? That every time nobody's going to be sitting down.
No.
Every time he touches the ball, the anticipation of him getting
I don't think it's at 35. I think once he gets to like 28 or 29, if there's 3 minutes left, you're going to get people going nuts. If he's within because if once he gets within a couple of threes of it, it could happen like that. It could be a couple of possessions like that. I think it's going to be standing the whole time once he gets within 5 or 6 of this because at that point, you're seconds away from it.
Do the Thunder send him to the foul line when he's at 35?
How about an off-ball foul? They're in the bonus, and there's an off-ball foul that sends to the line.
No, 3 seconds. No, there's illegal defense.
A T? Yeah.
Illegal defense, and that's how he breaks it. Remember that day
goodness.
Braun broke Kareem's record on an illegal defense?
Now, I kind of want that to happen. Look, it needs to be. It will be extraordinary on its own, but it needs a little context along. Jason Kidd said the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'll tell you what it is next. Travis Lee, 710.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavan. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavan.
Yes, indeed. Carly Simon. Live Imaging Thursday. Actually, Live Imaging Tuesday, sorry. With Travis and Sliwa.
This is featured in one of my favorite rom-coms.
White Chicks?
No.
What is the rom-com that it's
How to
featured?
Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Missed that one.
Kate
I've seen
Hudson, Matthew McConaughey, and she works at a magazine, and he works for a sport agency, and she has to try to. Her assignment is how to lose a guy in 10 days, and so she meets Matthew McConaughey, but guess what?
They fall
she
in
falls
love.
in love
No
with him.
way.
What?
Right?
Yeah, you
And
don't say.
But she acts crazy. She sings this song anyway.
So you ready for Taylor's 3 keys to life, Chris?
Yes. So, Producer Taylor, what were your 3 keys to life?
First, keep it simple. So not everything needs a lot of words. I think people in general talk too much, and I've gotten in trouble a lot because I've talked. So, keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Secondly, stay loyal to your soil. Just remember where you're from.
I like that.
At the end of the day, just a farm boy. And thirdly, let the music be your master.
Now that I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Let the music play. As a great song by Barry White once put it.
That's perfect for Taylor, by the way.
That's very on brand.
Yeah.
Slee?
What I do? Spend as much time as possible with family. Travel. Get an opportunity to travel. Go see different regions. See different cultures. Try different foods.
Don't tell your friends that you're going to travel.
And
like Slee.
and do something you love. Make sure that your day-to-day is something that you actually enjoy doing.
Like
Feed
talking
the
about
soul.
Braun and the Lakers every day.
Feed the soul. Morales.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so tonight, LeBron could make history. That means tomorrow you need to make an appointment with 710 ESPN as we present 38,388 non-stop commercial-free seconds of mega sports talk, which breaks down to about 11 hours. So we will go commercial-free tomorrow or Friday, depending on how the king wants it.
No tie. Do not tie it.
I don't.
You think
I
it
don't
happens
subscribe
tonight?
to what
We
you
were just
said,
we were
by
just
the
going
way.
through this.
If it doesn't happen tonight, he's sandbagging.
I don't think that. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second.
You don't think he could score 37 points against the Thunder?
I think
36
he can,
is just far enough.
but I don't think it's a guarantee that he can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think if he's like, hey, I'm at 29, I'm going to take my foot off the gas and I'll do it tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, it's best for me if he does it tonight, because then we'll have live imaging tomorrow, and then I'm done for the rest of the week.
Right.
If he stretches it out, I got to come to the game Thursday, record more listeners, and then Friday. So that, in a Friday,
Not cool, Braun.
11 hours on Friday,
It's a lot on a Friday.
that Friday night, 8:30 p.m., I'm looking at the Cam brothers like, all right, guys, let's wrap this thing up.
Maybe 8.5 hours of live programming, or 10.5, or whatever the number is.
All right, just so you know, the Knicks game in OT, Braun scored 28. Okay? The next game for the Lakers, they played the Pacers. He scored 26. So we're going the wrong direction.
Damn it,
there.
Slee.
And then the game against the Pelicans, what do you have against the Pelicans? Let me see.
26, I think.
27.
Oh, 27, sorry.
So his
Means
last
he's
3
due.
games are telling us that
Or-
he's 26, 27,
Or
28,
it
whatever
means
it
he's
is.
due to, if he's averaging 30 points a game and he's been under that for the last 3 or 4 games, he's ready to go way over that, and it's a record breaker tonight.
I think his AD had 31, 34, so.
Do you think John Ireland is ready for the play-by-play call? Do you think he already knows what he's going to say?
It's funny. Al and I were talking about that this morning.
Because, when I mentally prepared myself for that play-by-play over the summer, when you did greatness, does Travis go deep? Travis goes deep!
That?
By the way, I'm going to go back to this. That's a really good call.
It is a great call.
There's
That's a good
There's
call.
some guy on Instagram that came at me last week for something. I don't remember, and he said he did not enjoy that call. Does Travis go deep? Travis goes deep!
I love it, Chris. I don't know about that guy, but I'm a fan.
Will John involve King, Throne?
King, almost for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the King.
I think King
that's
is in
going to be
there.
in there.
Will Steve Mason write another essay on Instagram after
Insta, please.
Insta, yeah, that's right. He's blogging on Insta these days. By the way, if you haven't seen his post, go to Venice Mace on Instagram. Will he write an updated blog to share the excitement of the moment?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are my answers.
I can't wait for Emily to dig into him on Supercross Talk. It's going to be so fun. Don't miss that in about 35 minutes.
I'm not gonna dig.
No,
in.
dig.
I'm gonna be just.
You're good at digging in. I need you to do to him what you do to me with my selfies.
Okay.
right? Just kind of let them know that that's not how it's supposed to go.
Constructive criticism to maybe help us along the way with our social media.
Travis, go ahead.
Should I take it personally that I'm the only one you didn't ask for the keys to life?
I was going to do that at 12:30.
Okay, good. Because you were going to hurt my feelings for a second.
Oh, like when you don't invite people to your get-togethers?
You were there.
I wasn't there on Sunday.
But we've already got a date for 2024.
That was payback.
We're already
That's
ahead.
what he was doing.
Payback for what?
We already
No. I'm saying, Chris, you were payback.
Oh, I was paying it back for when he bought that dinner that he shouldn't have bought for Tommy's birthday.
Gosh. Wait, what did you call me today? Thrifty?
You are thrifty, my friend.
I'll take thrifty. But I try to buy Tommy and Chris a nice fried chicken sandwich.
We'll be back in the neighborhood next week.
Amazing.
And Morales said, I was supposed to get him the damn birthday dinner. Now he owes him one.
One of my keys to life was at that birthday dinner. Just telling you right now. Two, in fact.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. 2.
Well, we'll find out in about 8 minutes. Anyway, Travis and Sliwa continues now.
All right, speaking of, people want to get in on this, Slee. People want to give us tips on how to live the good life.
Okay.
Long Beach and Johnny. Johnny, you're on with Trav and Slee. What's up, Johnny? Johnny.
Hey, Trav, Slee, Trav, Slee, sorry, the whole crew. Always fun listening to you guys.
Thanks, brother.
So 3 things of life. One, and this one's for you, Emily, and your lame day. What are we calling them? Sam?
Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
Sam.
Okay. Try to be more interested and less interesting.
Good advice.
So listen more than I'm assuming here,
Yeah,
right?
listen and talk less. Yeah.
On the dot, Slee, exactly. And then don't sweat the small things.
Great advice.
Let it go.
Great advice. I can't do that one, but I think it's great advice.
And then enjoy the moment. You know, the past, the future, don't worry, blah, blah, blah. Just where you're at right then and there. Just enjoy it. Take it in. And then 3B would be, when your team loses a close one, take a deep breath, take a sip of your drink, and try to think happy thoughts.
Those are good. Those are good.
I had a lot of those this year.
First of all, my life is all the small stuff. That's what I obsess about every single day. I'm the minutia of everybody's day is the most interesting thing that I can find. I like that.
Those are good pieces. All those.
They are.
Yep.
Well, that's the last one he had. That's basically the entire idea behind meditation. It's just be present in your whatever it is you're doing. Whatever it is, whatever came last, whatever. Can't worry about it.
By the way, do you ever?
Also I'm terrible at that.
I'm not kidding. Do you ever do this where you're? And I think everyone does this when you're driving, where you get home and I'm like, I was just thinking about 94 different things, and I'm paying attention. It's not like I'm sitting here doing anything. But you didn't actually even realize or feel that, hey, I went through this entire drive. You go take a shower or something, you eat something, and by the time you're done, I'm like, did I just eat that meal?
The drive one's the really alarming one because I have a long drive every day. My from my front door to the office here is
60
over
and
60
change.
miles.
Yep.
Okay, there are times not coming in so much because there's a lot of traffic, so you're paying very close attention so you don't rear end somebody. But going home, more often than not, there's no traffic. Right, you just kind of cruise home, and it's 64 miles, give or take. And sometimes I'm like, I am in my driveway. I'm like, I don't even remember one thing about that drive home. That is a weird deal. And you're right. You are paying attention, like you're driving the car.
100% paying attention, but you're not present.
Are you really?
You're not present.
Are you really?
This is what I'm doing.
That's what I mean. But are we really? Or we just think that we just got lucky?
Cloud.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, how many people in that drive are like, look at that jackass in that car all over the road? Like,
no, you know when you're present.
Notice.
You know when you're present is when you start seeing brake lights in front of you, and you're like, "Son of a!" And now you actually know what's happening.
But you know what? Part of the thing about sports that's fun though is like living and dying with your team and getting really into it. So I understand what he's saying about take a deep breath if your team loses close. But part of the fun and part of my favorite memories of being a sports fan is like something happens, you're like, oh my god, it's the best day of my life. So that part I want to take a part in.
All right, let's try one more. Let's go to Downey and Jason. Jason, you're on Travis Slee. What's up, Jay?
Hey, guys, so I only have one, but I want to tell Emily something. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, made me watch How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And let me tell you this, that relationship would have ended when McConaughey missed the game-winning shot at the Knicks game because she was thirsty. I would have said, nuh-uh, this was a great date, but I'm staying here for this game winner.
Yes, that is very much a movie thing. It would not have happened in real life. But yes, go on, Jason.
So I only have one thing that I can really think of, and it's actually I recently came across it. I think maybe Trav would be the one that can kind of get it. But my wife and I had our first child about 6 months ago, and the one thing that is constantly in my head that I realize I just got to go with the flow is the laundry will be there tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Live your life. It will be there tomorrow. I work most Saturdays, so the only real day we all have together is Sunday. And instead of missing out on life, we just say, you know what? Bleep it. The laundry will be there tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.
You got it, Jay. That's a good one. That kind of goes with don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
I got to get it done. No, you don't really need to.
This guy that used to call the Rome Show, Ira Craig, shout out to him if he's still with us. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. He comes up to me one point. We were doing the tour stops a million years ago, and there were these just entirely debauched, everybody's going crazy, and they were super fun. So he comes up to me and goes, Trav, let me tell you something. Don't sweat the small stuff. And one other thing. It's all small stuff, bro. And I'm like, it's brilliant in its simplicity.
In its own way, yep.
And it was like he was telling me the secret to life. It was terrific. So thank you, Ira. I remember that like it happened yesterday. Al, that was 25 years ago. So it definitely stuck
with
you. It definitely resonated. Jason Kidd is funnier than Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Kevin Hart
and
put
Dave
together.
Chappelle.
And Dave Chappelle. It's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 7.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we're in the 909. You can see it right here. Food, beer, fandom here at Yamavon. I'm going to tell you this, that on the day of the big game, right here in the 909, for every touchdown scored, we're giving away $1,000. They should never have done this with me, because I'm like, yo, now I want to give away a whole bunch of your money. $1,000 per touchdown on the day of the big game. We'll see you here at the 909 out here at Yamavon.
In a minute. We'll call in to Sedano and Cap at some point. Sedano will do another edition of NBA All Access today, this afternoon, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Did you hear last Friday?
I did not.
So Sedano broke down NBA All Access. We had like 4 guests on. Because remember, that was the Kyrie breaking news.
Right.
And Dave McMiniman, with tremble in his voice, said it could happen. And then it did it. So NBA All Access, be sure to listen all week to Sedano and Cap. You like how I spun all that?
That was pretty good.
It's a live imaging Tuesday.